You've just entered the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. If you've come for actual legal advice, you need to turn right around, honey. You need to get out of here, 'cause you ain't gonna get none of that. They quibble, and they squabble, and they bicker. But if you want to hear meaningless opinions, this is the right place. They got plenty of that. Stuff that makes no sense at all. They go off on tangents. It's crazy talk. If that's your thing, keep listening. They'll keep talking.
Oh no, no, it's another episode of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. You've entered the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Yay!
Welcome back to a very special edition of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker on this Cinco de Mayo 2021. And I think most people don't actually know what Cinco de Mayo stands for, and maybe we'll get into that later on if anybody decides to look into the research for it. But today, today is a special day because this is the pizza show. See how that worked? Yay! I just changed the background in a heartbeat to make it all thematic. Yes, like so
Steven Spielberg.
What is this pizza show that all of these people are talking about? Oh, besides that, so we don't really have a client today, everybody. This is essentially us getting into eating pizza and giving the reason why. But we will have some guests on later on from guys from the Happy Hour news. What the hell are they called? The Happy Hour
News Hour.
News Hour?
The Happy Hour News Hour.
It's Happy Hour News Team. They're the Happy Hour News Team is who they are. All the way from North Dakota, they'll be visiting us. They've been listening to us for a long time. We don't know why. So we're going to talk to them a little bit about that later on, and they'll be jealous because they won't get any of our pizza. But, so we'll get right into this. So nearly a year ago in June, and we will be having an anniversary show, everybody, which might be special or it might not. It could be a total clusterfuck. But either way, we're having an anniversary show, some kind in the latter end of June. But right now we're doing the pizza show. And why are we doing a pizza show? Well, we got started doing a podcast on Anchor. And Anchor is a specific platform that actually will give you money when you start off as your first sponsor to help you like get the concept of sponsors. And as long as you promote their podcasting platform. And we would make approximately 5 cents a week, a month, something like that. I can't remember. And so we were going, okay, well, at some point, we'll get enough money from this to finally buy a pizza. We're going to get a pizza just for Greg. So we're moving along.
Interject here, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead. Feel free.
This is the origin of this. Me and Matt were talking about the podcast.
And I'm going to take a bite.
Me and Matt were talking about the podcast, and he said, Greg, I'd like to build this thing. I just thought it was a hobby. And he's like, what do you want out of this? And I said, God, if I could buy a pizza for once in my life, that would be great. He says, okay, we're going to get you a pizza. We can do that. So at first it was just about me getting a pizza. But now we all have pizzas. That's how successful we are.
That's where when you set your goals high, you aim for the stars and you aim for the pizza.
And now I'm swallowing my dream.
When you spend more money than you actually get, you can buy pizza.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's how this has all come about. But, along the way, not only did we get pizza, we also got rum from a company that shall go unnamed.
Well, you did show it on the screen.
We each got 2 bottles
Barely,
of it.
Though.
Barely. I could read that, Matt.
Yeah, it's just all fuzzy. People will figure it out if they go to an earlier episode. So that's what, and we all got a mug, and right now I don't know where my mug is, but so that's what we've attained. So obtained both since we started running this podcast last June.
Octane.
How much have you had already? Obtained.
I think he's had some octane.
I've just been chewing.
So
I think I had a sip. So the rum has gone into my Coke. What's that?
You're drunk on pizza.
That's right. I'm getting the pizza drunks.
Drunk on power. The power.
And so the way we wound up getting along the way about 2,000 or 20,000. I can't remember. I think like 20,000 downloads. People who listen to the show. And I wanted to. No, it was like 2,000. 2,000. I'm totally like hyping us up far more than we deserve. So I was like, at one point, there's this guy that I came across on Facebook who said for free he would promote our show and we would get X amount of new people listening. And I'm like, all right, well, if he's doing it for free, we'll test it out. And in 2 days, we got, I think, 600 people who want to listen to it, which is more than we'd had ever in one particular time. So I'm like, all right, I'll give this guy a chance. I said, but he's going to have to do my criteria, which is I wanted reviews on Apple, and I wanted people to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of you out there who don't know, we have a YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel. That's where you can see our pretty faces, or at least Greg.
And this guy's from Papua New Guinea, right?
No, he was from Bangladesh.
Oh, Bangladesh.
Allegedly. Now, he's on Facebook. He could be from anywhere. But I don't know why you'd lie about being from Bangladesh.
You don't lie about I work with people from Bangladesh. It's not a place you lie about being from.
You don't crow about it.
Unless you're not from there and you don't want people to know you're from Laos or Borneo.
Yeah, Randy Newman didn't write a song called I Love Bangladesh. That's not going to happen.
I think you'd only try to hide your Pakistani origin story if you, if you don't
want the Indians to know you're Pakistani, you say you're from Bangladesh.
Right.
Or Tibet. All right. So anyway, so I hired this guy. Full disclosure, I paid him $350. And I said, in 2 weeks' time, if you've achieved these particular things that I want to see it. And I told him, like, these need to be legitimate reviews. They need to be actual people who are listening. Like, or I'm going to ask for my money back. I want this to be real. I want this to be legitimately promoted and not bots or something like that. He's like, oh, no, they're going to be very real. They're going to be actual humans. I'm like, okay. So the reviews start showing up within a couple of days, and the listenership starts boosting. And so that actually starts raising the amount of money that we're earning from Anchor because I'd spent this money on this guy. And what happened was we got to a point where we made about $56. And then Anchor said, no mas, we know you're janking the system. I didn't say that to us, but that seems obvious to me. And they shut down the sponsorship for us, so we couldn't collect any more money from Anchor. So that is essentially the impetus for the pizza show, because I was going to keep going to see, like, how much money could we actually get? Would I maybe recoup the loss I spent on this marketing guy? And no, I'm not recouping any loss. I'm going further into debt because
so we're not going to get
the pizza we got is more than the money that we actually made from Anchor.
We're not going to get a nickel a week anymore, you're saying?
We're going to get nothing. We are going to have to find our own sponsors now. So if anybody's been listening to our podcast and you find that we are your niche and we address the demographic you're going for, we will gladly accept your money and the money of the dogs that are barking right now. If the dogs chose to actually sponsor the podcast, we would accept their money as well. But they don't have a lot of money because they've got no pockets to put their money in. Regardless, so we've got some really excellent reviews. Oh, long story short, the guy didn't come through with what he said he was going to come through with. He didn't even do like half of the amount of podcast listeners that he said he was going to, which should have happened within a 2-week period. But we got a lot of really interesting reviews that are in no way, shape, or form anybody who actually listened to the podcast. So there are some here that I believe should be shared with the general world. So, and they vary. So we have, and the headlines are some of them. I'll tell you what, I'll read headlines. You guys stop me when you want to actually hear the review associated with the headline, and then I'll read that one off. So, all right. So here we go. This is truly a masterpiece.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to read that one?
Oh, definitely.
A message in an amazing soundtrack. This track is a bridge between two continents over the Atlantic, Africa to America. I'm from Somalia. And the person's name, Carol Wright, which is obviously a very Somalian name for the listener. And the funny thing is, I realized that there are now duplicate reviews that are happening. And I think that one had a review that was done. Yeah. So Madden Hog 63 wrote that exact same review a month earlier. For some reason, they're showing up again. I don't know why. So that's that one. All right, we'll continue on. I'm hooked. The best funny pod! Exclamation point. Love everything you do. Period. That was so good! Exclamation point. Keep going. Boss. What? Which one?
Oh wait, keep going, boss.
Yes.
Oh, let's do that one.
It's a funny one. I'm really excited to see where this podcast goes. I love being able to hear the conversation and just natural humor from some of the extraordinary comedic minds. I also have some massage on the gang show, sex with Howie Mandel, the E is taken out though, and cutlery humor, among other interesting topics.
Cutlery humor?
Yes, cutlery humor.
Knife jokes?
Yeah, it was one of the episodes we had some joke about cutlery, and that was part of the show notes on it. It would have been the one with Bruce Starr, the guy who was the performance agent for comedians back in the day.
And for cutlery and knife guys. He managed knife men.
All right, we'll continue on with new titles. Very cool. A new go-to podcast. This one's actually my favorite. I'm going to read this one. This is Thank You, the Holy Dude.
Thank you, the Holy Dude. I love it.
What does that even mean? The Holy Dude. This is great. Love these crazy sounds that seemingly made me sleep a bit with lawful peace. But I would not regret that I had listened to the first episode of the show at first. Nicely done, my friends. That's from Marcus P. Moore.
Oh, Marcus, of course.
From
Thank
Somalia.
you, the Holy Dude. The Holy Dude.
Holy
All
Dude.
right. Then we have Fantastic Comedy Podcast. Marvelous Pod I found.
There you go. Let's do that one. That sounds like Revenge of the
Bad
Body
English.
Snatchers.
Hands down the best podcast on comedy yet. Matt is a phenomenal host. I laughed and cried and was just blown away. Such a great podcast. I loved much. That's from Sylvia Locke.
That's when I knew they were bots.
I laughed and I cried as well. I think I've cried a few times doing this show.
Yeah.
The
I
next
only
one
cried after that one.
The next one I'll read the
reason
headline,
to.
but I'm definitely reading this one because Brendan and I both twigged on this one. This is called Does It Make Sense? I knew that entertainment is immoral for me, but now I know that only bad entertainment is immoral, not all others. When I heard the podcast first, you guys were all miscalculated, but when I listened to the first 5 episodes, I discovered myself in the fool's state. Where that is, I don't know, but I think it's near Alaska.
The fool. I think it's
Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Is it Florida?
He woke
The
up.
fool state.
He woke up in Largo.
That's actually a town outside of Washington D.C. too.
Oh, it's really? Didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, so give a listen to this pod. Welcome, Anthony Williams III.
Oh, that's one.
You want to read that one?
Yeah, let's.
Since
That
he was
one.
one of our guests
What?
once. I felt truly vested to listen to this conversation between 2 great comedy icons. This was the first episode I've ever listened to, but it won't be the last, for sure. Great work, Matt. That's from Heather Bailey, 85.
Those
In
Bailey girls.
Togo?
There was just
Is she
2
from
great
Togo?
comedy icons on that show, apparently. Yeah, she's from Togo.
Yeah,
She's-
you and Anthony Williams.
Maybe. Could have been you guys. I don't know. But it was great work. Thanks for listening. Now, that as a review makes no sense whatsoever. Thanks for listening to what? You writing a review? I hear the scribble on the paper.
What does that one say?
That says, not sure I had anything to do with it, but emailed you guys a few months ago about doing more than 1 show a week and just realized I was listening and didn't give a review. Shame on me. That's Edwin Sullivan 6. So, shame on him. But thanks for listening. All right. Matt deserves 6 stars. A listener from Georgia. Love the humor, love the stories. The Bomb Podcast. Keeping my heart rate up. The QSB, surprisingly hilarious. I got to read that one. Yeah, this is good. Normally, when I've heard stories of addicts in the throes of their addiction, it makes me feel uneasy, for lack of a better word. These stories, on the other hand, crack me up. This podcast is literally laugh out loud funny, and they are great storytellers. So 5 stars for all of them.
He's talking about the Jankum episode, huh?
I must be. But it's the QSB, surprisingly hilarious. That's like a question. Surprisingly. All right. Yes, please. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for the free and funny experience. Lots of laughs. Thanking you all. 2 shows a week. This is for Greg. Wow, now you just need to make it 3. I had to come to give you 5 stars for the double up. See, they want 2 episodes. The bots want 2 episodes, Greg.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the bots. I was being selfish. I'm sorry.
Selfish man.
Can't go without it. This is a short one. To be honest, if I woke up one day and this podcast is gone, I think I might die. They made this of such awesome themes.
Themes?
All caps? All
Yes.
caps, you're saying?
Well, no, just the capital T. The themes was capitalized and 2 exclamation points. I don't.
Themes.
They made this of such awesome themes.
I am a big fan of themes myself.
Best fun ever. He is a comedy genius. I'm hooked. The best funny pod. I think I've read all of them now.
Yeah,
with
we
the
heard that
exception
already.
of. All right, so then here we have these guys are the best human beings in the world. If you haven't listened to the law offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, then your life will never be complete. Where else can 3 old white men give vocal opinions that are unworthy of anyone's time? Right here. My life changed completely in seconds. Not really. I'm one of the hosts. Ignore this review. Yeah, I wrote this one. So I figured we need to have like one real illegitimate review in there that wasn't actually a bot. But, and I'm going to save this final review for when our guests show up because they're the ones who wrote our only legitimate real review on Apple Podcasts. And that is why I felt it was important to have them on the show because they have shown support in a way only bots from Bangladesh have.
My sister never wrote a review?
Yeah, you think your sister can figure out how to do that? I mean, she can't even figure out how to put an actual picture of herself on Facebook.
Thanks, Maria. We love you. I know you're
We do,
hear
Maria.
This.
We do appreciate you, Maria. She at least engages on Facebook with the Facebook page, especially when I put up like weird TikTok videos. So anyway, that's the story of the pizza show, everybody. Why it came about. We have some very interesting reviews. Let's see should I pick one more? Oh yeah, yes. I like this one. This is love everything you do. I love everything you guys are doing. You have to relax with the bickering with the guest. It's truly not helping the show. The amount of time with him will be the amount of time you spend with a partner. You just can't treat people like that. Truly do love the show, Margaret. But
I don't think that's a bot.
But that signed. Well, no. Hold on a second, Greg. Here's how it's a bot. All right. It says, truly do love the show, Margaret. Signed, Lisa Wilkerson.
The bot couldn't even remember its own fake name?
It put Margaret in.
Well, my friends call me Lisa Wilkerson. But you can call me Margaret.
Margaret. I am Margaret.
But I go by Margaret.
My programmer is Lisa Wilkerson. Hello, Margaret.
What an odd name for a bot. I mean, bots named Margaret. Who would have thought?
I think I could be a better bot than these bots. I don't even know how to use my cell phone.
I think that you perhaps couldn't be a better bot than those bots, Greg, because it took the longest time for you to figure out that you had an actual iPad.
I know, but these guys sound worse than me.
Do you know how to put a review on Apple Podcasts, Greg?
No, but if I figured it out, I wouldn't write such a bad one.
If you figured it out is the operating phrase there.
I could do it if I actually put my mind to it. I can do anything I want if I set my mind to it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Greg. It's finally good to hear positivity coming from you for your future. That if you set your mind to something, you could achieve it.
In fact, I could flip you off right now if I wanted to. See? When I put my mind to a goal.
Unless you put your finger to the goal. As long as you're not putting it up your nose, I'm okay with that.
It was sad. It was actually hard to get the finger on screen. So it was difficult for me to figure out, oh, yeah, there it is.
All right, here's another good one.
You see, you need a wider,
I know.
Bigger screen.
It's like Leland Sklar, if you're watching us, we're just doing what you say to do.
Yes.
It's like, watch this, and then they'll flip you off. So this is another one. I like this one. It just says, very cool. And it's one that I just don't understand. Couldn't have imagined that a physic cover of Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker podcast sounded so good. Amazing men. One of my favorite of the maddest shows ever. Thanks for posting consistently. It's a physic cover, and one of their favorite of the maddest shows ever.
The maddest shows.
I like that. Shows. So we're one of the maddest shows. I'm thinking we need to take these and use them as like blurbs like they do for movies.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
As part, especially one with Margaret, then signed by Lisa Wilkerson, and do that like as part of a press release or something. Lisa Wilkerson says, Margaret?
Margaret says,
and just the statement that says Margaret, nothing else is part of the review.
But I would like to have the quotes attributed to Leonard Maltin. Or
that I think
Rex
might
Reed.
Be illegal to do something like that.
Okay.
You couldn't really just put words in somebody else's mouth.
What you should do T-shirts, like some of the thing about immoral, like entertainment is immoral. ... The Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker.
It does make me happy that our show is so uplifting that even someone who thinks entertainment's immoral gets something spiritual or uplifting out of our show.
Well, now they know that only bad entertainment is immoral.
Yeah,
right.
We're the other kinds.
Which means that, are we immoral?
No, we're like the 700 Club. We're good entertainment.
I think we're more like the $6.99 Club. And that's $6.99.
We're the -10 Club. If we're going to go that way.
I think when we do the documentary of the, at some point we do the documentary of our podcast, we should call it the Fool's State, though.
Governor of the Fool's State.
That's right. The Fool's State Uncovered, or deep Fool State agents.
Deep Fool State. There you go.
Greg will be did you say you'd be the governor of the Fool State, Greg?
Yes, I am already self-appointed. I'm doing a good job,
some of your policies.
Just everything America's doing now. I couldn't get more foolish than our country's already doing.
I think you could add some things like everybody must read 3 comic books a week or something.
Yeah, I would make it more foolish. I'd definitely have hot and cold running bourbon out of sinks. The water company would have to supply.
Yeah, but you don't drink bourbon. You drink Holocaust whiskey.
I can't afford bourbon. It would be nice to actually drink real bourbon for once.
I bought you a bottle of real bourbon.
And I drank it all. Thank you.
You finished it? Okay, good. That didn't come from Anchor. Anchor is not supporting Greg's liquor habit at all.
You're just an enabler. Thank you.
We'd have to
enabler.
We'd have to get up like next level, I think, in terms of cash to keep the liquor flowing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to change the title of the show to the Law Offices of Enable, Squabble, and Bicker.
Well, we did have a little free rum connection, but
briefly. Right. It turns out, whenever I had her come onto the show with the albino rhino, that's when there was the heart of the controversy was going on, and apparently she didn't really want to come on because there was that controversy happening then. So those of you who want to know what I'm talking about, go watch the episode We're All Narcissists with Matt Gwynn, who is from the land of the albino rhino. Anyway, so I'm assuming that our guests will be showing up in a few minutes if they're on time. I know they're coming back from work or something like that, so they should be showing up soon. I wanted everybody to give a shout out to the pizza companies that they got their pizza from today, because I coordinated this so everyone would get it approximately 15 minutes prior to the show, and I think it kind of worked. I got mine like a half an hour before they got here. Much earlier.
I got mine exactly at 6:45. Like I looked at my watch and I went, "Oh, the pizza's gonna come," and then I heard Holly go, "Who ordered a pizza?" And I'm like, the pizza's here.
And you can say, it wasn't me. I didn't order it. I don't know why there's a pizza here. Matt ordered it. Yeah, it was kind of weird calling Florida and going, I want to make sure this pizza shows up at this particular time. They're like, okay, and what's your zip code? I said the zip code. They're like, where is that? I'm like, that's in Oregon. They're like, huh? They're like trying to understand what someone in Oregon's ordering a pizza.
They're not really having picked up from that particular location. They're good Florida people. It's not they're not winning any. They're not splicing any genes down there or anything. lucky to have the job they have.
They're not doing gene splicing at a local pizza company?
Nope, not even close.
I did find out that there used to be a Hungry Howie's in Oregon.
Oh, really?
I guess it went out of business a few years ago. But it's a national chain. It's not just in Florida.
I've never seen it outside of. So it's kind of like there's some other places that have sort of like collapsed in on themselves, and you never see them anywhere. But
I like the fact that
places.
they give you a choice of crust. That was a weird question she asked me. She's like, "What flavor do you want the crust?" I went, "Flavor for the crust?"
Yeah.
The options? What were the options?
There was like a shitload of options. I just went for the first one that I thought sounded good, which is butter cheese.
Yeah, that's.
I figured that
one.
Brendan would probably be okay with that, as opposed to if I picked ranch.
Yeah, they're the Hungry Howie's has their whole thing is the flavored crust. So they have like I think about 5 or 6 different flavors. Cajun is one of them. They have a butter garlic. They do have a ranch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I heard them say ranch when she was listing them all off.
Yeah.
It was just
So I had something very important happen this year. For the first time in my life, I had a stuffed crust pizza with cheese in it. Because the frozen.
Well, what else would they be stuffing it with?
They were on sale. You could stuff it with
dandruff.
I don't know. Yeah.
We have someone named Sean Carey. That's not the guy's name, but we'll put him in.
Let's throw him in. Sean, maybe he's one of our other fans.
I don't know. Let's see who Sean Carey happens to be.
Maybe that's the real name of Scuttlebutt or whatever that guy's name is.
Scuttlebutt?
Yeah, what are their names?
What's a scuttlebutt, Greg?
What are their radio names?
Well, we're going to find out if they're right now he's muted. I'm just seeing blackness and a muted thing. So we don't want to say bad things about them.
I am now unmuted.
Okay. So
can you see us?
We can see darkness. We see
darkness.
The blackness of your souls is what we see.
Oh,
perfect.
Christ.
I always see
I've
darkness.
been pissing this shit all fucking day.
If you just
from the dark
do it on a laptop and use a camera there, it would have worked.
Well, then we need 2.
That's true, but you guys usually have 2 laptops I've seen on your screen.
Yeah, that's we got one camera that hardly works.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure you guys have booze. You guys got booze.
Oh,
you know what?
It's kind of like me. I hardly work.
That's my glass of scotch right there.
Very nice.
Well, we can't
Johnny
see
Walker.
Yeah, come on, Sanchez, get this shit on the road.
What the fuck you want me to do here?
Well, if we could get your pretty little faces on the screen.
Well, I tell you what, give me 2 minutes and we'll try this shit all over again. All right.
You can do it while you're talking if that's possible.
Just keep
work?
doing it.
I do have one quick question. Who is Sean Carey?
That is me.
Which one is me?
Alias Sanchez Eldorado.
Oh, now it all makes sense. You never looked Hispanic to me, so that makes sense.
Well, the thing is I don't know how to get the video up on this. I hate to tell you.
What?
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been running Zoom tests on this thing all day long, and everything checked out perfect. So when I click on here, it says join meeting with audio. So I did that, and then of course I didn't have it unmuted.
You know where your muting button is, Sean?
Media.
Is it right next to it? Should be a stop video.
No,
right here. Stop video.
There's an arrow next to it.
Yeah, but he had video, but it was black. So in other words, the video he needs to have like a camera set up through his laptop.
Was his video black or was it African American? I mean,
black videos matter,
It was from the subcontinent of India. Greg.
Oh, you know what? I can tell you what the problem
Brendan,
is.
I made, not Greg.
I should have started drinking earlier. Hold on just a second.
Oh, we're holding. We were talking about pizza and stuff.
We have no choice.
Yeah, it's like, you're just holding everything up. I hope you're proud of yourselves.
I think he forgot to turn on the camera.
There it is.
You're going to be impressed with this.
There we go. All right. So we've got everyone who's paying attention to this, and that is nobody because we're recording right now. So
yes,
just
but in
us.
the future. In the future,
we have the 2 main members of the Happy Hour news team, Sanchez and Shanty Pants, and I can only guess.
You can only guess, right?
Where these names have come from. So,
well, when we started this, I didn't know how much I wanted of my own personal information out there. So I, use nom what they call it, nom de plume or whatever.
It's a nom de plume or a nom de guerre.
Okay, well, anyway,
or a fake name. That's what we call it here in Florida.
Pseudonym.
Yeah.
A fucking alias, Sanchez.
An alias. That's
An
what it's called.
AKA.
Well, I'm a big Rick and Morty fan, so I picked Sanchez.
Rick Sanchez. Okay.
And he doesn't look Mexican either. So,
wait, isn't that like a cartoon or something? Aren't you kind of old to be watching cartoons there, man?
You're only as old as you drink. I mean, think.
Right.
So tonight, just so you guys know, there is this drinking game that started a couple of weeks ago where they started drinking whenever I told bad jokes or whenever they just felt like it. So today, for you guys, I have brought a shot glass.
Awesome.
So that I can also participate because we still have a bottle. I still have like almost a full bottle of rum.
That rum?
Like
you got that rum?
Ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that rum is bad news, man. I'm not going back to that shit. No.
Well, I was wondering, Brendan, why you weren't on the past couple episodes. I was like, well, now that explains it. The fucking rum.
He was at a vendor.
Brendan actually is the most accomplished in his life of all of us in terms of having a business that requires all of his attention. So the reason he doesn't show up is because he gets involved in major activities or he's returning from Disneyland with his child and he's wiped out, doesn't feel like coming on.
Yeah, it's really an excuse. I'm a high functioning alcoholic and then sometimes it just stops functioning.
There you go. Yeah. I'll tell you the secret to life is Imodium. It works really good.
Imodium's the secret to life. Yeah. Says
especially
magnesia.
Especially when you get up into your 60s.
Nothing like a good diuretic to make life go well.
I'm listening. Sanchez.
You got to compensate for those keto poops, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. Wait, those are the ones that they
actually the keto
slide out
pretty
so
good
well.
Ones, yeah.
That don't plop.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
They
don't plop.
They just plug things up.
Well, they slide really nice.
Well, I got some bad news for you, fellows. It is Cinco de Mayo, but I'm on call tonight, so I cannot participate in any, festivities.
Well, that's fine. Because I think your general demeanor is you act drunk anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, I can do
what
that.
are you on call for? Are you an EMT?
I'm a first responder for our ambulance. So
you are an
if
EMT.
you hear
when he says our ambulance, it's the one ambulance they have in North Dakota.
Well, in our town,
yeah. Actually, we've got 4.
What? In our town?
In our
Fancy.
state.
In the state.
Oh,
state. Yeah.
We have 4.
But
I go ahead, man.
If I have to go, you'll hear this loud, annoying beep, and then I'll be like, shit, I gotta go. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
And then Sanchez will just have.
Yeah, then you're stuck with old Sanchez, dirty Sanchez. Yeah,
I'm sure
dirty
he'll be fine.
Okay, so let's drink.
So tell us a little bit about you guys started your podcast like in November of 2019, and so this is about 8 months before we started ours. So we've been just curious because you're the only ones we know of that actually listen to our show, or at least Shanty. That's
Shanty
not
does.
either
I've listened
related
to
to Greg
episodes.
or it's somebody that we know personally. So
that's
Sanchez
what
does
I
not
do.
listen to us. So this is the fact.
No, he listens to some of them.
I listen to some of them. I don't have. He works at a job where he's a welder. So he's got his head down all day with the earbuds in, and he has the the ability to listen to podcasts all day long, which are the ones he
luxury.
wants. It's a luxury. Yeah, I take care of his 4-year-old daughter. During the day, and it's life around her with the headphones on or ear buds in or something like that. It's just tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you're taking care of his daughter.
Yeah.
Well, the word is negligent.
Did you take your clothing style from Junior Samples of Hee Haw, Sanchez?
Kind of. What happened was I got up to around 300 pounds, and this is the only thing I can wear now.
Well, just be happy to know that I believe that I'm much, much larger than you. So.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, thank God there's somebody. Jesus.
Right. Exactly.
I
The reason
know
why
how
there's a
that
pizza
goes.
behind my head right now.
So many of my fashion choices in life was because I was a big fat guy. It was like, I know this doesn't look good, but
it's what fits, right?
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what? This looks
hefty
fucking
bag
fine.
fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
So-
I was just happy to find out how many sizes above large in t-shirts there were as I got older.
Well, what would be nice is they can get double, triple, extra large, but they don't get any longer.
Yeah,
so
that's
your
true.
gut's still hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fortunate because there's actually a place that's near here. It's actually a national chain. I don't know if it's North Dakota. It's called DXL, or it's also Casual Male XL, and they have sizes that go up to like 8XL and long as well. They have ones that get longer.
We got
So,
Walmart.
It's been
Yeah.
yeah. It's actually it's near the Target. It's not near the Walmart. There's a couple
Yeah,
of-
I go to a
We
place
have-
called I go to a place called Fatty 2x4.
We have male moo-moos are us down here, which is kind of the same thing. It's just these long, flowing T-shirt type devices.
So Brandon, I don't know if you know this, but they have a Florida Man segment on their show, and since you are now the reigning Florida Man on the screen right now,
No, say it ain't so.
He is. You've talked about Brendan probably.
Brandon is
You
in the
probably
heart of the
mentioned
Gulf Coast.
Have you ever been in what is that, Pinellas County?
He lives in Pinellas County.
That's where I live.
Oh, you do?
Vanessa.
Yeah, where's Vanessa at? You know Vanessa?
What did Vanessa do? I don't know.
Vanessa,
Maybe.
she likes to flick her bean in public.
Yeah, she's done it twice and got arrested already.
Yeah, both
Flicker,
times.
wait, Flicker Bean?
Yeah,
You know,
You
scratch
guys,
the
that's
record.
Brendan's wife, actually.
That's
No,
not my wife.
that's not his wife.
Is she?
Oh, that's
is she,
inappropriate, Greg.
Is she in St. Petersburg?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't
It just
remember.
it just says Pinellas County judge.
Yeah.
It didn't
Oh,
really
yeah.
give us a
No,
town.
but yeah, no, that's where I live. I live in Pinellas County. We
No
have all
shit.
sorts of we have
So-
all kinds of fun stuff here.
You live in Bean Flicking County.
You're allowed to cuss, Brendan. You
Yeah.
can say fucked up stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
he
fucked
does.
up. It's
Yeah.
true.
We just,
So when
we
did
were
you
trying-
first? I'm sorry,
That's-
to
you go ahead.
distract you, but because like I said before, I have questions, which is
All right.
how did you come across our show for one thing, and when did that happen?
That would be a question for
I think
Shanny over here.
When you released your second, I think it was your second episode.
Seriously, so
Yeah, I've been with you since the beginning, man.
Wow, because the Brendan came on the third, so you were
Yep.
there
That was
before
most
Brendan
useful
joined.
inventions. Most
Well,
useful
I was,
inventions.
you had the name, the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Well, I'm like, where the fuck is Bicker? For the first two episodes, and then Brendan came in. I'm like, all right. This is cool.
He's
And then we
Squabble
find
Bicker.
out he's a Florida man. I'm like, well, fuck, man. I'm gonna keep listening because this is, this is awesome.
So we wouldn't have tripled our listenership if it wasn't for Brendan. So this is perfect.
Well, and we gave you guys some shout outs on our show, so I'm sure you got more North Dakota listeners.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's good.
Right on.
I had no idea that North Dakota was like batting for us. Because
I told you
probably
Brendan
not,
was our
'cause they're not-
Fonzie, Matt. I
They're
told
not
you
batting
Brendan was
for
our
us
Fonzie.
either.
Yeah, I don't think does North Dakota really bat for anybody particularly.
Nope.
Yeah, not really.
Son,
Do you know what we got going for us? Is we're not South Dakota.
Oh,
oh, is there like a big rivalry between the Dakotas?
No, but they got that Kristi Noem for their governor.
and she's just
And
batshit
she's
crazy.
just batshit crazy. I mean, check it out. It's been in the news lately that their attorney general.
Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'm going to eat pizza.
Yeah, you eat pizza. Was driving home from some kind of a Republican party, and he was on his phone and he ran over this guy on the side of the road and killed him, and left and came back the next day, found his body and called it in. Well, you know what they charged him with?
Reckless driving.
Reckless driving. That's it.
I bet I'll totally get
distraction.
elected next time too.
Greg, come to South Dakota.
So-
They could
South,
surely do better.
South Dakota is the Florida of the Midwest.
I'm telling you, pretty much. That it's kind of a toss up between that and Wyoming.
Oh,
Have you
Yeah.
ever been to Wyoming?
I was in
No.
Wyoming over
Don't
the summer.
bother.
Okay, so we got Brendan in Florida, and we got Greg. You guys and Matt, you guys are both in Oregon,
We're both in like
Portland.
the Portland metro area.
Area.
Portland,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Portland area. Okay,
I
I'm
moved
in the
here from
suburbs
Eugene.
and he's in the heart of the ghetto of the city.
okay. So we're right in the middle of nothing. If that's how you want to describe the Midwest, is cornfields and nothing.
Well, we don't even have cornfields right now.
Yeah.
I moved here from Eugene.
Eugene,
17
Oregon?
years ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh, I thought you were from Colorado.
Well, that's where I grew up, but I moved here from Oregon.
Oh, okay. So you have a
And,
little bit of a connection.
Yeah, and came from Eugene. Springfield area's got about 1 million population.
Yeah.
From the combined cities. This town we live in has got like 360.
So you went
360
from
people.
shitfield to bumfuck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And not even Egypt, just
So-
bumfuck.
Yeah,
Just
just
bumfuck.
bumfuck. Bangladesh.
Isn't Egypt a town in North Dakota?
That could be.
It could be.
They've got some pretty strange sounding fucking names.
So Sanchez, how did you wind up being Shanty Pants' babysitter? Is it the overalls? Is that he went like, this guy?
I was
He'll
like,
take care of my kid. He's taking care of my kid.
We've been kind of best friends for a long time. I'm retired, so I don't have anything to do. And
I was the second person he met when he moved to town here.
Right.
And the first words out of his mouth was, "Hey, you got a joint?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "What the fuck?"
He said no. I said, "Well, do you want to smoke one?"
I walk into the bar on my lunch hour because I worked there at the time.
And this is on your lunch hour. This
is on my lunch hour. I go there to get a pizza. Speaking of the pizza party,
it's a pizza show.
Yeah, it was St. Patrick's Day of 2006, or no, what day was that? It was St. Patrick's Day of 17 years ago.
Right.
And he's just been my friend ever since.
Yep.
So, and then our influence to start a podcast is we're up here in the middle of fucking nowhere and it gets cold. And there is nothing to fucking do when it gets fucking cold.
And we're talking 25 below zero cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we don't live there.
Exactly.
But you know what you don't have? You don't have some
shovels.
asshole standing on every street corner with a fucking sign in his hand. You don't have fucking
alligators.
we don't have alligators.
Hey,
We don't have those either.
alligators matter, man. Don't be pissing on the goddamn alligators.
So do you know
They have
anybody
rights.
ever met anybody that tosses them through store fronts, like we read about in the papers?
No, but there was a guy, there's a 7-Eleven about 5 miles from my house where a guy walked into the 7-Eleven with a little alligator.
Yeah, we did that story.
Yeah, that was Pinellas County. That's at a 7-Eleven not far from where I live.
God
Is that
damn
legal?
Well,
Not particularly. He was
he taped up?
No, he was just holding him in his arms.
Yeah,
No,
he
I'm just
wasn't
saying.
restrained. So that was the
Wait, what is this story? Because Greg and I don't know.
Well, the
It was
alligator was a service animal, so it's okay. It's a service animal.
No, he just had this alligator that he had
His
since
therapy,
it was little.
his therapy gator.
Yeah, it
And
was
he
his
just
therapy
decided
gator.
he was going to take it everywhere he went. So he took it into the 7-Eleven and people just lost their fucking mind.
Yeah.
So he calms me down. He makes me a better person.
Well, no one's going to attack you if you have an alligator. I mean,
It's a good weapon.
that would be my logic,
Who needs pepper spray?
Shuck the alligator at somebody. Fuck you.
Well,
Here's
and
an
then
alligator.
that was another story, Brendan, where a guy went through a Wendy's drive-through. I think we did the story last week, and he fucking heaved his alligator through the car into the drive-through window.
Yep. Pitching alligator through.
So he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon. And I was like, what the fuck?
I
Pitching
think
alligators.
being in the law offices here, I'd have to argue that it would depend on the size of the gator, whether that was
Yeah,
we were
a deadly
wondering.
weapon.
They said 3.5 foot long.
Yeah. I think you said it was about 42 inches.
That's a pretty
A
good size
baby gator would just be cute. If it was a baby gator, I'd be like, thank you. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Still
We
lashed
don't
onto
have
your
them
throat,
here.
wouldn't let go.
Yeah.
That spun you around, took you into the water.
I came across your show, and now, I mean, we're coming full circle here. This is the fucking pizza episode.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
heard us talk about the pizza all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Trip.
I mean, for the first, I think 8 or 10 episodes, you were discussing how much you guys made. It was like 2 cents or 3 cents or 16 cents here. I was like, you know what? That's us too.
Because you guys
don't
are on
make-
Anchor also.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're on Anchor.
You don't make money.
What
podcast.
is your fund up to, guys? What is your pizza fund up to at this point?
Well, we've had actually 2 private donations that have donated for over a year.
Wow, nice.
One of them's
Do you
his
guys
wife.
do crowdfunding?
That's his wife. Yeah, my wife is the private donor too.
Do you guys
So-
do like Kickstarter or anything? Or just
No.
No,
someone just
Shanny
friendly?
tried signing up for it and they immediately kicked him off. They wouldn't even let him sign into his account the first time.
No, that was Patreon.
Oh, that was Patreon. Okay.
Yeah, I
Why'd
tried
they kick 'em
Patreon,
off?
but I got actually an email from Patreon as I was setting up my account saying you've been suspended for illegal activity. I'm like, what?
How did I get suspended that fast?
Exactly.
That'd be the question. He probably didn't answer the questions in the manner they wanted him.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but it
and
says
we don't-
illegal activity, and the answers that they wanted, which
Yeah,
was,
well-
I'm coming to your house to kill you.
Did you rob a bank while you were asking
No.
for the Patreon?
No, I
Who
just
you been
said fuck
talking
it.
to?
I just said fuck it. I don't have enough time in the day to market this. I just copy and paste and, you know, leave it up to the fate of the world.
That's pretty much what our whole shtick is we find, you know, goofy looking shit on the internet. We sit down and we drink and we talk about it.
That's what I do, but these guys don't.
The funny
They
thing
don't
is
drink
we
as much
are
as I
goofy
do.
looking shit on the internet.
Yeah.
Today
Matt, you lost your head.
I like it when your head disappears
Did-
like
did it
that.
go? I was getting one of the bottles.
Dove
I
into
needed
the
to
pizza.
replenish my cup with the last of the gold vanilla rum.
Pizza rum.
Yeah, the
The
pizza rum.
invisible rum.
Yeah.
That's
And
Harry
we
Potter
actually
rum.
did the whole story behind the pizza before you guys came on. I wanted to kind of get that out of the way, but there was one thing I wanted to come to address.
Oh God, his
head.
head's gone.
He dove into
Where
the
does
pizza.
it go?
No, you got to turn to the side.
Yeah, and then if I look,
Oh yeah.
it's
Ah!
there.
It's gone. Yeah.
The pizza ate you like the
I
blob.
want one.
I want one too. We were gonna have pizza with y'all tonight, but we tried to fucking, you know, get all this shit
Oh.
set up and
I kept doing my
Yeah.
practice runs on Zoom, and you know, I kept getting this echo, right? This echo. Well, I didn't
Normally, I'm
read-
very magnanimous, and I would have just ordered you guys a pizza, but I wasn't feeling that magnanimous today.
Well,
I was
here's the
like, I
deal.
don't
The
know
nearest
these guys yet.
pizza delivery place is 28 miles away.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
would have
know.
set it up so it would have gotten there right when you guys needed it. I would have worked it
Yeah.
out. Because
Yeah.
ask Brendan and Greg, there's in Florida and Oregon. They got pizzas whenever I had them delivered.
That's
Well, I'm
awesome.
sure they did.
Which
They have
makes-
also a thing called a population.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. There are people who live there.
Yeah,
you
Matt
guys-
Matt was commenting that when he called into the pizza delivery place, because I told him to get kind of the low end pizza, which is pretty good. But he was like, yeah, she seemed a little confused. And I'm like, you're calling Florida. Yeah.
Brendan could say this because he's not actually originally from Florida, so that's
Well,
he gets
see,
it,
that-
even though he's
that's-
been there for like 25 years now. So
That's
Right.
how he can tell that it's messed up. Because people who are from Florida, they
don't-
don't have a clue.
They don't fucking
know
know.
what's
They
going
think
on
that's
here.
Be
normal.
like, what the fuck are you talking about? She was fine.
Yeah.
She's kind of a hottie when she's not on meth.
Yeah.
Like,
And
Even
you
on
should've seen her
meth.
when she had her teeth, right?
Brendan's
Boy,
a
did she give
stranger
a
in a strange
blowjob, huh?
land.
yeah.
Well, we were doing the story about how we've eventually got the money for the pizza, which was I had hired this guy from Bangladesh to basically jack up our statistics. And he
Nice.
did it in a non-traditional way, so which required me basically getting my money back. But
Oh,
it gave Shanty actually gave us a review back in January, and
Oh, that
that's
was a
what
while ago.
inspired me to ask the guy to give us reviews on Apple. So we wound up with these very interesting reviews. But
Oh.
Greg and Brendan have not heard the review that you gave, which is much different from the ones we've been reading before you guys came on. So this is for Greg and Brendan.
They were bot reviews.
Yeah.
Like if you got Alexa drunk and told her to do a review,
Yeah.
this is how it would sound.
With an
Kinda.
Indian
Or-
accent, right?
Or if you got a Japanese product in the instruction booklet.
Oh,
like the
great,
English was
yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
So this
The
is from a
Pinglish.
legitimate human being. This is Great Conversations with a perfect title. I just want to say I look forward to your show every week. It's always great to hear others' take on certain clients with the usual derailment that all great podcasts seem to have in common. Not seem, seen.
Typo.
So he is a little bit of a bot, apparently.
Yeah, kind
Keep
of a
up,
bot.
keep up the great work. 3 exclamation points. Shanty, HHNT. That was from Happy Hour News. So that is our one truly legitimate review that we have on Apple Podcasts. Just so you guys understand what I'm talking about, I'll read you one, which is the one that I like the most. It's
the
headlined,
bar.
"Thank you, the holy dude. This is a great one. Love these crazy sounds that seemingly made me sleep forever with lawful peace. But I wouldn't regret that I had listened to the first episode of the show at first. Nicely done, my friends." That's from Joshua Sandoval.
Sandoval.
Bangladesh.
I'll bet he's as Mexican as I am.
Yeah. Matt, I really think at the risk of repeating ourselves, I think you should do the one about entertainment and immorality.
Oh, yeah, they'd appreciate that. So this one
Yeah.
is,
You know what I think
Headlined,
it might be?
yeah.
Maybe they are from different countries and they're typing in their language and they're using some fucked up translate.
Well, no, it's not just
he's
that.
already
See,
copped to the fact
The
he paid this guy
concept
to
was
write
that they were
reviews.
supposed to listen to an episode before they wrote a
Oh,
review. That's what
okay.
they're supposed to do. So here's a prime example of one, if I can find it, where it was absolutely positive they did not actually listen to the review. I mean,
I'm
they
gonna
did
fix
not
this
listen to the
camera.
podcast. If I could find it, I'm having to scan things really fast, and I'm horrible at that. Other than massages with Howie Mandel, what is
Massages with Howie Mandel?
There's the Margaret one. There's many there. We did the immoral one, right? Yes. No, we didn't. We didn't do the immoral one. So
I think
does
that's
it
the
make
one he
sense?
was asking about.
Let me just
That's
read
what
this
I'm
one
talking
anyway.
about.
So this is a good one. Does it make sense? I knew that entertainment is immoral for me, but now I know that only bad entertainment is immoral, not all others. When I heard the podcast first, you guys are all miscalculated. But later, I listened to the first 5 episodes. I discovered myself in the fool's state. So,
What?
in case you guys didn't know, Greg is the governor of the fool's state.
Yes.
Although it might be a commonwealth.
Yeah.
You know, I thought they were fixing things, but the
Province.
reality is watching Greg's gut the whole time. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Well, that's what happens when you
Like,
leave.
Is that where you
Oh.
is that where you work, Greg? Burgerville?
Yes.
He's the mayor
Do you know
of Burgerville.
Burgerville?
No, I don't. But I heard you flip burgers. I was like, well, I wonder where the fuck he works. Because I
Yeah,
am a
flip
burger
burgers.
connoisseur. I love burgers. I mean, if I go to any place new, I got to try whatever fucking awesome burger they have.
Burgerville has the shittiest burgers in town. Let me tell you. They suck.
All right. All right. I'll
Terrible.
stay away from Burgerville.
But they're
Yeah,
a very
I'm
popular chain because they use like locally sourced ingredients and stuff. So
It's
that's
very
how-
Oh.
Portland.
You don't have
Yeah.
any stray cats. That's what
They
I'm
might.
No.
They'd be locally sourced.
Yeah.
saying.
That's my job, actually. I go to the alley and get the cats,
His
Yeah.
cat burger flipper.
and I skin them.
He's
Shanty-
cat skinner.
Shanny's not been to Portland, but he has been to Seattle, which is slightly similar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, Portland is kind of like Seattle's goofy little brother.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like Seattle
Right.
light, really,
Yeah.
is what Portland is.
Portland's trying way too hard. Seattle's kind of like, oh, come on, guys.
Well,
Really?
Portland's not really
Yeah.
trying anything. One of the key mottos that's on lots of bumper stickers here is "Keep Portland Weird."
Well, they
So-
stole that from Austin.
Austin,
you know.
Texas.
Yep.
Is that where it got stolen from, Greg?
Yeah, we did.
And I've seen
Oh.
that in Denver also.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I don't know what I'm talking about. I moved here.
What
4
I
years
liked in
ago.
Denver was the one that had the mountain scene and it says native on it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This guy looks Irish. to
You know
me.
what I love is Vancouver, Washington, right across the river. They have bumper stickers that say "Keep Vancouver normal"
Yeah.
because they're not like us.
Yeah.
Go back to Portland.
Although
Yeah.
Vancouver is
Kentucky.
referred to here as Vantucky, like Greg just said. They
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Kentucky, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
you know how it is in Eastern Oregon. It's, I know it's pretty liberal on the western end of the
No.
state in Oregon, and Eastern Oregon is not.
It's a
Yeah.
Fourth Reich over there.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
is
militia
terrible.
camps. The
That's
Nazis
where
training.
Bundy and his crew like to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bundy.
Eastern Washington is the same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once you get, because I lived in Eugene for like 8 years, and that's like hippie central, right? And I used to hang out in Portland a little bit, and that's like dangerous hippie central.
That's right.
and-
I always say it's the place where hippies and activists go to die.
yeah,
Portland.
well,
It's like the
What was
elephant's
that,
graveyard. It's the hippie
the
graveyard.
Cascadia Live network, they're big on that up there.
Yeah,
That's
lots of
that's where Antifa was formed.
That's where Antifa, I think, is still trying to figure out what they are.
Well, the problem with Antifa is they were never anything. They were just a bunch of misfits, and then the media got all together and decided they were going to be something.
Yeah.
And now they're Antifa.
Well, they're
Well,
actually
now they're like
anarchists.
Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, they're anarchists. That's
They're
They're
considered
Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda now, though. They're
What?
like this organized terrorist group. That's how they talk about them on Fox
You know,
News.
I am so fucking glad I don't watch the normal news because
You
that's
shouldn't.
just fucked
That's
up.
because you
Yeah.
make your own news. You're
That's
the happy
right.
hour
We give you
news
the
team.
news you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
You're a news team.
We are.
You're
Sometimes
like
a
Connie
trio.
Chung, and you're like
Maury Povich.
Maury Povich.
yeah, Maury Povich.
He's Maury Chung.
You are not the father.
Ah,
Connie
Yeah, really-
Povich, Maury Chung.
Yeah.
Really, if you live in Florida, you just really watch the local news, because that's in the
Well,
police
yeah, that's-
blotter shit. That's all you really need.
exactly. And that's the fucked up news that we look for. I mean, we don't mean to be all Florida, but sometimes we have those episodes that are just fucking a florgasm of just crazy fucking shit.
Your
Well, just to
sheriff's
have
not
you
great.
guys on, I decided to look up some headlines for North Dakota man.
Yeah.
Oh, we
And,
have
uh,
a
We have
few.
a few.
Yes,
We have a few.
Apparently, cattle rustling is still an issue in North Dakota.
It is an issue.
Wow.
Been
North
going on
Dakota
here
man
just
has served 4
recently.
years for cattle theft.
North Dakota man freezes to death.
And bankrupt.
When he's
That
drunk.
is not news.
Yeah, that's every day.
That's
night.
just he got lost coming home from the bar. I mean,
North Dakota man
has
kicks in
happened.
front door after getting no reply to his Facebook friend request.
Oh yeah, that was his boss.
Yeah.
we
That
know
was
that
Shan-
story.
that was
Yeah, it
Shanty's
was his
boss?
boss's door.
No, not my boss.
No, this guy's boss. He,
I thought it
he
would be
was like
better.
at work, and he wanted his boss to be his buddy, and his boss wouldn't, like answer his Facebook request because I guess the guy was just really bothersome. And he went over there, and he wouldn't, so he just went over there, was pounding on his door, and kicked in his fucking door. It was crazy.
I like
So
the
it's
idea
like
that it was
poking
actually
someone on
Shanty's
Facebook.
boss, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah, I
it
thought
wasn't
you-
my boss. It was the guy's boss. That was
yeah.
the guy that was sending all the requests. It was his boss, not my boss.
right.
So what made you guys change your? I mean, you said the reason why, but why did you pick Sanchez El Dorado? And where is Shanty from? The way your name is actually pronounced?
His name is Chente with Chente. He's Mexican.
Chente.
Chente.
I'm half.
With a hard CH.
I'm
Is
I'm
it
a
like an
Beaner
exclamation
0.5.
point after the E?
Chente, yeah, man.
And Sanchez wishes he was me now.
No. Like I said, I just pulled mine out of the air, that
From Rick and Morty.
from Rick and Morty, and then he pinned the El Dorado on it. So I became
Well,
Sanchez El Dorado, which I've been
because-
told is the greatest name in podcast history.
You're the
a
city of
good name.
gold.
I'm jealous of your name.
I know we can't even say our names on the air because I always forget to say who we are.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody figures out who's Brendan, who's Greg, and who's
And I was
Matt. Because
pronounced Brandon half the time.
Well,
I don't even know his
you'd
name.
have to be watching from the beginning or listening from the beginning to know who you guys are.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it's just, now I see who you are.
Yeah, and we just started doing video stuff. So, and we've been strictly audio up until about a month ago, 2
No.
months ago.
No, we have 20 videos out.
We have 20 videos.
Yeah.
Was I drunk?
Well-
I was drunk through 10 of them.
16.
Yeah.
It's on your show, and you guys got that fancy thing that you can make the camera go on each of you. I was very impressed with
We got it right here.
technology.
so
I was
whenever
our
there's like
problem
a
is
a tool that's been out for about 10 years, Greg thinks they're fancy.
Oh,
this is
I
pretty
still
fancy.
think an Atari 2600 is fancy.
It's just smaller. It
We were
has
go-
been out for years. It's just smaller.
We were going to use 2 cameras, but our problem is with our regular video cameras, we can't. They're kind of on the lower end. We can't get rid of the on-screen display. So whatever, especially on Zoom, when we hook them up, you can see like all the little peripheral, the SD card. And
I thought I saw that, and at first I was like, "How fucking retro cool is that?"
See, I told you nobody would notice.
I thought I was like, "Is that intentional?" Because if that's intentional, that's fucking great. And then I'm like, "No, that's not intentional. It's still kind of great."
Well, we were going to use that camera tonight, but he decided he wanted to go with the GoPro. So I was like,
GoPro.
yeah, why
Well,
not?
that just I can just erase, or just take all that on-screen display crap off of it.
Well, it makes you look athletic by using the GoPro.
Yeah, well, it's
Oh, we
got the fisheye view,
the fisheye. It looks like
Yeah.
we're in a fucking round room or something.
No, it's like you're windsurfing right now.
Is my hair blowing around or something?
Yeah, I was like, how did
Should I
you
take
get-
a shot right now, Matt? That wasn't a dad
Take
joke.
a
That was
shot.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
a shot, man.
That was just
That's
crazy.
the only
Take a
one
shot.
with liquor, right?
Take a shot.
That was just a non sequitur.
I have to open the other bottle because
Oh,
Okay,
the
so
lid was stuck before on the other one. Oh, this
It's
came
because
out
all the
easier.
sugar they use to make that crap.
oh
Yeah,
my
it's a ton
god,
of
that's
sugar.
what I went through the coconut one really too quickly, and I realized after like a few shots, I'm like, what is going? And it's the sugar, man. That'll
Yeah.
just kill you.
Is it?
Yeah, the
I ma-
coconut
I
one
make
is the one I have the most left of.
I make
That's
my
what-
own ethanol at home. I got a little still,
Yeah.
and I do basically what they call sugar wash alcohol, and it will get you.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know if you
Sugar
want to
wash
admit that
alcohol.
online.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, the Internal Revenue Service is hunting you down right now for
The revenuers.
they're
The
revenuers.
revenuers.
You're coming
Yeah.
to get them. You're gonna go get.
The revenuers.
Shit,
Am I
yeah,
mistaken?
yeah,
Me and 11
radio.
million other people that do it on YouTube.
Am I mistaken, Sanchez, or did you say sugar wash?
Sugar wash.
Okay.
Okay,
I
yeah.
was just curious. Just
No,
Yeah,
he's
say
he's not
wash.
from
I
your
do.
neck of the
I
woods,
do. I
Greg.
put an R in my washing every now and then.
So were we doing shots for that one joke, everybody, or is it
Yes.
just me?
Here we go.
Well, I don't have a shot,
Okay.
but I have my bourbon and Coke.
Okay, fine. Downing it.
Here we go. Up to the lips.
That's some good fucking water, man.
Indians.
That's a good wash.
I realize that I've had this shot glass for like 12 years, and I've never used it before. And
you guys, I gotta say
had
though,
some dust.
I've been, because of Matt telling us about you guys are going to be our guests. I've been listening to your show. It's fun as hell. I fucking love listening to you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but it's you guys got a good podcast going.
I'll tell you what, if you really want a treat, look back to our Christmas video. Because I had drank a whole bottle of 16-year-old scotch. Before we did it.
It got dangerous.
And I don't even remember doing it.
I thought there was like a warrant to keep you away from 16-year-olds.
Nice. Did you guys ever have guests on your show? I haven't seen any.
Sometimes we not like you guys. You guys going balls to the walls with all the freaking.
Yeah, where do you have somebody?
We got a
publicist.
Yeah,
talent agent.
Yeah,
that's right. Whatever, because we're filled with talent.
I just
somehow we got connected to a couple of publicists.
Yeah,
and they book people on podcasts. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand why anybody would hire somebody to go on to podcasts, especially.
You just said it. Hire.
Right, they hire the publicist.
Yep. Well,
to go on podcasts.
Right. Well, they've all most of them have
podcast
a book or something to hey, all attention is.
Yeah, but we've got like 3 listeners. That's the thing.
They don't have to know that though.
Yeah, they don't have.
I told that to the publicist. The publicist is like, "Do you want people to be on your show or not?" I'm like, "I'll take them." He's like,
we've got another podcasting buddy, Chewy from the Screaming Chewy Show, and he's out of Arizona, and he uses a publicist too, and he gets some real ringers, I'll tell you. I mean, he does a great job. He's a great interviewer.
Wait, Screaming Chewy? Isn't that like
Screaming
Chewy adjectives put together or something?
Well, no, Chewy, Chuy. It's a Mexican nickname for Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Chewy is a nickname for Jesus?
Yeah, for Jesus in Mexican, in Spanish.
In Mexican.
But that
Chuy. Chewy.
What's the difference between Mexican and Spanish?
One comes from Europe and the other comes from Latin or from Central America.
From Mexico.
I meant in terms of whenever you're talking, what's the difference between the two?
Well,
because they don't have
very different than Spanish.
They don't have chewies in Spain. They have chewies in Mexico.
It's a question, Brendan. It's not a joke.
I think that's a shot.
It's a fine.
No,
well,
Matt,
anyways,
I'll do it anyway.
We're quibbling, but
it was
really
a bad question.
There is a difference between Mexican Spanish and Spanish.
Overruled.
True.
Well, see, here's what a lot of people forget is people, Spanish people are European.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what
Mexicans are not.
What? Spain is in
I'm
Europe?
Spanish European.
What?
For sure, yeah.
Who is putting out knowledge such as that? Is Mexico in Central America or North America?
Sanchez does this
Well,
sometimes.
it's actually technically Central. I mean, it's North America.
It's Central North America?
It's Southern North America, but it's North America.
Northern
It used to be
Central
Central America. When I was in grade school, it was Central America. They got upgraded somewhere along the line. That's when they probably about the time when they redid the maps and made Russia bigger than the United States. Because when I was in grade school, our world map, the Mercator projection, it had America this big and Russia like this big.
Wait, what was the name of your map again? Mercator what?
The Mercator projection.
Mercator. Why do you remember that?
That's why he's on the show.
He was in the AV club.
He was in the AV club.
He brings out the weird facts that.
No, but I gotta say, Russia was.
It was the Mercator projection.
What'd you say? What'd you say about the Russia?
Been bigger than America. You just had a bad map. I'm sorry. It's not like they changed the map.
That used to be the line when the what they taught was that when you showed a map, America had to be bigger than Russia.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I've seen those maps.
You got to remember that Greg was once Greg put the G in Google.
Yeah,
I thought it was the goo.
That's what he does now. Originally,
I put lots of goo into the internet.
Yeah,
that helps the goo flow. I gotta say.
No, but get back to your question, Greg. Yeah, we've had guests, now and then. I mean, I could never do what you guys do, like getting random people that you have really no idea what they're about and then talking to them.
Do you talk to drifters and hobos? Are those your guests?
We would if they would come on the show.
Yeah.
Damn thing is, they froze to death about 4 miles from the studio.
On their way
On the
up.
way to the show,
You're like, North Dakota, those guys don't got fucking electricity. They don't have a podcast.
Dude, when I moved out here, I was telling my friends, that I bought a house in North Dakota. I'm going to move to North Dakota. Like going, well, what are you going to do for food? So, well, they got a Walmart. They ain't got no Walmarts in North Dakota.
That's about
You really don't have
What do they
Walmart?
think you're going to eat, like varmints?
We do. But
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
my
of
friends
course.
didn't believe there was anything here. They thought it was like just, fields and
Farms.
ranches and barns and nothing. They didn't even realize. I kept telling them, well, Bismarck's a pretty good sized city, and Fargo is, a major city. No, it's not. No, there ain't nothing in North Dakota.
And that's why we started a podcast.
Yeah,
Well, compared
because,
to Eugene, Fargo is a kind of a big city.
The whole population of the state of North Dakota this year, I think they estimate it at about 780,000 people.
That's
And
about the
where's
population of Portland.
Our
metro
state
area.
our state is as big as Oregon.
Lots of land,
Lots of land.
but not
Which-
lots of pizza places.
No, not lots of pizza places.
No.
And imagine what the pizza in North Dakota would taste like too.
Well, we got Schwans. Are you up with Schwans?
Schwan
What's
Man?
that?
That's
Is that
food
like
delivery
a
service?
swan with a lisp? What are we
No, it's
talking
it's more like a Schwan, like a like a northern Spanish
Well, you know what? They're
Schwans.
from
Northern
Spain.
I think that'd be more like a
Like a
German
Schwanz?
name than a Spanish.
Schwans.
He's like
Schwanz,
stuck on the whole
Schwanz.
Spanish thing. My name is Sanchez, damn it. I'm going to be Spanish whether you like it or not.
no,
So
what they do.
what is Schwans?
Schwans
What
is just
Schwanz?
a food delivery service.
Yeah, they travel. They literally pack up, and I think this guy's from Fargo,
Bismarck.
Bismarck. Yeah, and they load up this big refrigerated truck, and they go to these little towns, and they deliver food. You
I
order
thought
it
they
on the
sank
internet.
Bismarck. I'll
And
do
they-
another
they-
shot. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
You
do.
better.
I'll do one with you.
Self-imposed shot for Matt. I like that.
But I
So
guess
guys,
that's
how's the vegan food in your town? Can you get a lot of vegan food? If you,
it hasn't rained lately.
We've got a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a
even
vegan
though
We
you're
don't
restaurant.
have any vegan food.
What town is it you live in again?
Richardton.
Richardton.
Yeah.
Richardson.
So the pizza's
RICHARD
28 miles
ton.
away.
You want to
The
give him your
pizza's
home address?
28
too?
miles
Oh,
away.
that's okay.
But
So we can
vegan's right
find
in
you with
town?
Richardton. We don't need more
if
than
you
that.
go to anybody and ask where you could find us, somebody's going to tell you. I had a friend that actually mailed me a letter to Richardton, my name, and to Richardton. That was it. Richardton, North Dakota. No street address,
Wow.
nothing. And it came to my house.
The mailman knows you.
I'm going to
Well,
mail
yeah.
Greg.
The
I'm going to mail
mailman
Greg
knows
there,
everybody.
and he'll find you.
See, it is kind of amusing how small we are compared to everybody else out there. I mean, we really don't have shit going on here.
How did you wind up in North Dakota then? I mean, what drew you? What drew the both of you to Richardton?
Oh, cost of living is fucking cheap.
Yeah. When I was living in Oregon, I was actually recently moved in from the woods. Had been living out in the woods for a couple of years.
From the woods.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Just living out in the woods.
Yeah, and I decided it's time to come in back to humanity. I had shit going on in my head.
So
I
you were like a Sasquatch, basically?
Nah, I was just antisocial,
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go take care of my dog.
Yep. Anyway,
Okay.
I'll continue. He's heard this story. I hooked up with a VA, right? And so they got me into some housing, and then I got on the Section 8 list, and I had a little apartment. Well, my father died, I don't know, 5 years before all that, and then his wife died, and I was in the will. So I inherited like 60 grand. I was like, going, what the fuck are you gonna do, man? 60 grand. Well, I knew it wouldn't last me long in Oregon.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money in Oregon,
Yeah.
but it was enough to move out here and buy a house and have a lot of money left over to live on.
Damn.
So that's what I did.
So how much
I'm
does the
just
house
curious.
cost out there in Richardton?
I bought my house with closing costs and everything. The whole shoot and bang was $20,000.
Wow.
So
Okay,
three
hold
bedroom
on.
house.
I have to take some
Three-bedroom
water so I
houses.
can do a spit take.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
$20,000 for a house?
He said he had to take some water so he could do a spit take. He just spit the water out.
Now it's like they got it
$20,000.
overvalued at about 60.
60.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
I know. There's a house across the street from me. There's a house.
You're yelling
for 42.
Well, how big is your house? What size house do you have?
800 square feet, something like that.
Okay.
How many bedrooms?
Portland.
Hold on, Greg. I need to know
Tuff-Shed.
this. I want to know how much I got ripped off on my house.
It's cut up kind of weird. I mean, it's no place to raise a family, that's for sure. But it's got a small bedroom on the main floor, a L-shaped like living room, dining room combination with a kitchen, and then upstairs it's got like they call them half rooms because of the way the ceiling comes up.
Yeah,
and
like
then
an attic room.
Yeah, pretty much like finished attic, and then the basement's in real bad shape. It's got a nice concrete floor, but it's on a cinder block, foundation. The walls are cinder block, and they're starting to crumble a lot.
Oh, so we
I
can't
get a lot
actually
of water
say
in
like
there.
what size bedroom house you have because you sleep in a hammock.
I sleep in a hammock. Yeah, I have for like the last 14 years.
This is something I learned recently, Greg. He not only sleeps in a hammock, he has one chair that he doesn't even sit in. He just sits in the hammock.
No, I don't like to sit in it because it's not very comfortable.
You know,
But I
Portland
paid
for
$500 that
$20,000
fucker, so I'm not throwing it out.
In Portland, for $20,000, you could buy a Tuff-Shed and move into it.
Well, that's the way it is here
That's what you get in
now.
Portland.
Well, when like Sanchez said, I went out to Seattle. I was in a band and we played out there, and we stayed in my singer's studio apartment. And he said he was paying $1,000 for a no bedroom studio, just a kitchen, living room. Toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it is.
I mean, that's why here it's cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Well, and the thing is,
And no alligators.
I don't know. Do you still in Oregon not have sales tax?
Yep.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
or
But
yes,
your
we
property
don't.
taxes are pretty high, as I remember.
I wouldn't know.
We have it all bundled in, so I don't even notice the property
Okay.
taxes.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you they're pretty high because property owners pay they pay the brunt of the no sales tax.
Right.
Money's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And it does.
And it does.
And we're all fans of the property tax.
Yeah.
Just like we're fans of the income tax too. We're like, woo!
Yeah.
I don't
Tax
own
me
a house,
more.
so I love the property taxes. I don't own a house, so
You don't own the house?
no. Yeah, so Matt pays for my nice benefits.
Okay.
The
What
nice
do I do?
lease.
What am I
So are
paying
you
for,
renting?
Greg?
Your
Are you renting
taxes
from Matt?
pay for. all
Oh,
the
yeah.
things
He actually lives in Matt's garage. You don't really realize that.
I live in a Tuff-Shed in this backyard.
Yeah. It
Well, you know,
looks all polished and everything, but really, yeah, it's just a. It's
I've
just
been
a
planning
shed.
a steelhead, fishing trip, and I'm kind of looking for someplace to stay.
Oh well, unfortunately, neither Greg nor I are sportsmen of any kind.
I
No,
didn't
but
ask
you can
to
stay
go
in my
fishing with
place
me.
anytime. If you come visit, I'll put you guys up. I
Yeah,
just-
Greg will be a
that-
good host to you. I would not be.
Same thing here. You guys ever decide you want to venture out this way, you got a place.
Yeah.
Well, I did
I-
get on the way there over the summer. I made it to Wyoming when I was
Ooh, the windy state.
What part of Wyoming?
just the western side.
Western side
So-
to go up.
Glacier.
Yeah, we went
That's right.
Tetons and
Tetons, yeah.
Tetons and Yellowstone, and then we did Glacier National Park too in Montana. But that was as far east as we went. But yeah, it was a fun trip with her with the kids. I figured this would be like the one opportunity where I'll have time off because in normal times I had a karaoke business, which is kind of how this kind of came about for us. Is that our karaoke business got shut down because there's no bars that are open.
Right.
So I finally found myself with weekends free.
Oh, yeah.
Well, this is unusual. So I was like, okay, well, the kids are, they're kind of stuck in their circumstances. Well, all my kids are adults. So I got 5 of them. And I'm like, well, why don't we do let's do some road trips. So I took a couple of vacations to the east and to the south. So we did a number of national parks.
So did you go
That was
straight
it.
south from Oregon, or did you go southeast?
I went south with my wife. We went to Crater Lake and spent a
Okay.
couple of days down there. Went north with one of my kids. We went to Mount Rainier, and then we went up to Olympic National Park, which has one of the most awesome sights of any national park I've ever seen. This place called Hurricane Ridge. I think Brendan's familiar with it. And yeah, that was like one of the best views of all the national parks I went to.
See, if you
Yellowstone
would
was
listen to the
amazing.
episode.
Yeah, there's an episode regarding. I think I went over all this already.
Yep.
Yeah. What the hell?
See,
Jeez,
Sanchez, do
Sanchez.
damn homework.
I should talk like I've listened to any of your shows.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
So
See, that's
I
all right.
refuse to feel guilty.
That's all
I
right.
will be from now on. I definitely will be listening to more because I
So,
love
so
that.
I'm
Shanty,
telling you, check
so
out-
what
check
made you
out that
decide to
Christmas
keep
show. It's
listening to
something.
us? So you listened to the first episode or whatever. So why did you keep listening to the show?
Was it
Well,
Matt's quibbling or Brendan squabbling?
Well,
That kept
Brendan
you
wasn't
going.
on the first episode
Oh, okay. you're
or the
right.
second.
It was
That's
just you
true.
and I, Greg. It was just me
he
being
just
mean
joined
to you.
in, and then you guys just started getting guests during season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started.
Now we had one guest in season 1, which is a friend of mine who was started like the Portland Queer Comedy Festival.
Okay.
But she was kind of like what gave us a taste for having guests, and then yeah, we started. Then I connected this publicist like in December, and he started booking us with people. You know, as a
That's-
matter of fact, I
that's-
got a really couple of interesting people coming up, and then next few weeks.
Well, that's the thing is, there's a couple of shows that you guys did. I was like, because of the, I didn't agree with the guest. I
yeah.
was just like, well, what the fuck is he talking about? And I'm not going to say who it was.
No,
but-
say it. Tell us. We
No.
need to know.
We
need this information.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
right.
the thing- that's
feedback.
your-
We're
that's
always,
your-
we're always
that's your
asking for
thing, though.
feedback.
That's your thing is you guys have the ability to talk to anybody. I mean, and we can't do that. I have to have
Well-
a general interest in,
Well,
in who we're talking to.
Well, you
Shanty,
got to
did you-
realize that Greg and Brendan don't necessarily have a general interest with who I book on the show.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sure
sometimes-
they don't have a say.
Sometimes
Like-
I notice me and Brendan are very quiet.
right. Like I
I'll
don't,
talk to anybody, but they won't
Yeah.
necessarily talk to anybody.
You want me to put my what where?
yeah. If I don't know, Shanty, if you heard the interview with the Arrow, who is this?
Arrow.
Like-
That was a few weeks ago. It was
That was
this
a
young
few
lady.
weeks ago. This young lady,
Yes.
she couldn't have been more of a doorstop. I was
that-
so
that's the
glad I
blonde gal?
wasn't on the the blonde gal.
Yeah,
I was so glad I
that's-
wasn't on the
as
show.
as I was trying to fill myself in, I picked up on that one.
Oh,
I
that
didn't
was
stick
really-
around very long.
She was very nice, though. Come
Oh,
on.
she-
Oh well,
She
we're
was
all
great.
really nice, but some of us are just assholes.
She was so sweet.
She's sweet, and she reminded me of
Yeah.
some of my daughter's friends, and I was just like, "Oh,
That was
honey."
probably one of the more challenging shows to maintain interest in because there wasn't a whole lot that we could work with.
That's the thing. And that's why, our buddy Chewy, he tried hooking us up with his publicist. And I was like, dude, I just can't talk to those people. If I don't know, if I'm not listening to their show on a regular and I don't get a connection, then fuck them. I don't want to talk to them.
And then you get the the author that's pushing a book about, and this is a real thing I heard about the history and future of Black people in America by some 26-year-old white kid. And he's done.
We didn't
all
have
his
that guy
internet
on, but that would have been an
research.
interesting one for us to do.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
well,
where
I'm
our
sure he-
clients come in, is that helps change the nature of the interview when we have guests on, is when we have our quote unquote clients, which is just some weird random topic we've chosen for the day.
Right
Yeah.
now, I think that is a great hook. By the way, that is.
Yeah, we
that-
forced
that's-
them
That's
to
brilliant.
play our game. No matter how
if we can.
You want to play
Like
a
we had this
game?
guy who's actually a great guest. This guy Mickey Burns we just had on last week.
Yeah,
Polished
great guy.
interviewer. He's been an interviewer for
I
like
listened
20
to
years.
that one. Yeah, well, he's a professional radio personality.
TV personality.
Oh,
But-
TV. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I took it as radio.
Yeah, what the hell? Get your
I
research
know.
right, man. What the fuck? All right. So anyway, but with
No
him,
more scotch for breakfast, right?
our client was dad jokes, right? But the fact
Yep.
was he was willing to admit that he didn't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, where will we go?
Well, he did pull one out at the end.
Exactly. I was just about to say
Yeah, he
that.
would laugh. But the good thing about it was he would laugh and he would engage.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
really kind of the trick, is like, can you get them engaged? The problem we had with Arrow is that she didn't know what a matchbook was.
Oh yeah. What's
Yeah.
going to happen when
She
when
was
they're
so young.
yeah when they're so young?
So we couldn't even make references. We
I'm
couldn't
really,
make
like,
jokes
into-
with it.
I'm like into acting, and I went to this literally exclusive acting school. You seen The Godfather?
Yeah,
No.
I know that's where she lost me. So I know I should probably watch it.
But do you think her attention span is 3 hours?
No,
Yeah.
no. The poor thing was so out of her element. It's like,
Yeah.
captured in a room full of her drunk uncles.
Who asked her to do a Marlon Brando
we were actually supposed to have the drummer for John Mellencamp on that day.
That would have been better.
And he had to actually he had to be interviewed for a documentary, and so this was like a last minute guest change.
See, and that's why I cannot do those public.
And her manager is actually more accomplished than her. Her manager actually was one of the bad guys on one of the Superman movies.
Oh, really?
So, but he wasn't anywhere around
Superman
to get him
2,
on.
he was
He was in both of them, but he had a bigger part in Superman 2.
Yeah.
Is he one of the three that got?
Yes.
Yeah, he was the one with the
nice.
big forehead.
The
He was that guy.
caveman-looking motherfucker.
Oh, cool.
That was
He was
actually
fine with
his
that.
title in the credits was caveman-looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
The Geico caveman.
That's in his resume. That's like everywhere.
Yeah, well, I actually like doing interviews, when we have guests on, because I don't have to, look up all them stupid stories. I don't have to because the longer the show goes, the drunker I get. And by the time it's over, Shanty's like going, oh God, I'm glad this is over.
I know what you're talking about.
So Shanty, again, sorry to put you on the spot with this. So whenever we started having guests, did that detract from enjoying the show more, or did you prefer it before?
I preferred it before.
I
mean,
you preferred it without guests.
I did, but then you got Larry Hankin on.
He was our first guest.
He was the first one.
Yeah.
I liked that.
He was
and then
great.
after that, I was like,
then we had Scott Valentine, the guy from Family Ties.
Yeah, I didn't know who that was. The next one I think I recognized was
I don't think you would have
drummer from.
He was later.
James Addiction.
Stephen Perkins, right?
Yeah.
No, we had Liz Priestley on, who nobody knew at the time, but now her movie is playing on Netflix. So she was like our third guest.
I don't have Netflix.
Oh,
what movie is that?
It's against the law in North Dakota. The movie is called Concrete Cowboy.
I watched it, and it's a very good movie.
Yeah, so she was like our third guest. She would play the mother.
Liz Priestley. What character did she play?
She played the mother of the boy who goes to live with Idris Elba.
Okay.
So you basically see her at the beginning of the movie, and at the end of the movie for about a minute.
That was a great.
A lot of her stuff got cut.
Oh, really?
I think that was pretty much all that she did, Greg. It was just the beginning and the end.
Okay, I did remember listening to that one, but here's the thing with
because that was about Golden Girls. That's probably why I didn't want to listen to it.
All these people on these publicist site, Chewy had that same lady on his podcast.
Yeah.
So I got
same publicist probably.
The same interview twice.
Yeah. He had Larry Hankin on too.
Yeah. So I was like,
but you see, we did it different though with our people because we toss in our weirdness to it.
Right. And I actually listened to your Larry Hankin episode, and that was a great episode. That was
a fun one where he found out he lived in like an armored personnel carrier.
A great guy.
My favorite story was him getting shrimp from the author of Jaws, or from the screenwriter for Jaws, where he brings the shrimp in his pockets. To the apartment. It's like, here's your dinner, Larry. 3 times a week.
I don't want my pants to smell like shrimp all the time.
That's right.
I can't do it for you anymore.
Yeah,
he's living in an armored personnel carrier, and we'd love to get him back on again. So,
we had Nikki Bond. She's a stand-up out of L.A.
She was our first celebrity.
She's our first celebrity. That was just 3 weeks ago.
Well, I searched her out on Twitter. We were friends, or I followed her. I shouldn't say we're friends. I followed her. I was like, just a shot in the dark, because we've been trying to get Doug Stanhope on.
Nice.
Oh, I've seen that guy live.
Yeah, he's about as funny as you can get.
Because I'm from Arizona.
We tried to
Bisbee.
We tried to get him, but he just said fuck it or didn't. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody else wants to get him on their podcast.
It takes work it just takes a lot of persistence to get celebrities on if you don't have like a publicist working for them.
Oh, exactly.
Right.
And one of the tricks to it is you find out who their friends are and get the friends on your show.
Yeah, but the problem is his friends are even more famous than he is.
Well, you get the stupider friends.
Those same friends.
I just wait a minute. Is that how I ended up on the podcast? You got the stupider
No, you were our high ask. Actually, you were like the top end.
I'm
Brendan.
the stupid friend.
Okay.
You're basically the one elevating the show, Brendan.
I thought I was
nice now.
You're there to keep me from being mean to Greg, is what you're here for.
He's the Fonzie. Right.
That's one of the reasons Brendan came on, is because one of Greg's sister refused to listen to the podcast because I was too mean to him. And she's like, I can't take how he is to you. I can't take it.
Like she
Where then
doesn't
his
get our
other sister
relationship.
like listens to us all the time. So
I was gonna say, is that Maria? Is that
That's
why you
Maria,
quit
yes.
saying goodbye to her?
Maria
Right.
even
Thanks.
listens to the episodes twice. She'll be like, "Oh, I re-listened to that one from 4 months ago again," which I think is insane.
and yet she
I
was
would never do
surprisingly
that.
okay with Greg calling their mother a bitch. So that was
Well, you know,
fascinating
here's
to
the
me.
deal. I have to listen to the episode like on Tuesday, so because we have a website, and then we go through all these stories and everything, and on our website on Tuesdays, I fill out the links so people can go to these pages and see what we're talking about if they want to. I don't know if they ever do, but I have to listen, and I have a hard time listening to it again after we've done it.
What's
Well,
embarrassing?
I'll listen to it and I'll take notes so that I have something to put in the show notes whenever we finally publish it. But I generally don't really listen to it again after that.
Right.
Unless
I
I'm
mean, why
trying to
listen
get
to
a
it
piece
so
of information.
so I can say, well, we talked about this now, and then we talked about that, so I can
Yeah.
put links to these websites.
Oh,
You
I
know
don't
what I
even go
find
that far.
fascinating about it as a longtime drunk is that before the modern age, you would just be like
longtime
your
drunk.
friends. Your
Long time
friends would
drunk,
tell you-
first time podcaster.
Exactly.
They go
Your
hand
friend-
in hand.
The next day, your friends would tell you like, "Oh, you were wasted." And you were like, "Oh, I wish I was a fly in the wall," because you don't know what you're like when you're drunk. You don't
Well, do
remember.
it.
But now with the podcast, it's frozen in amber, and you
Yeah.
can hear it again, and you could be like, "Oh, I was really drunk. Listen to me slur. I'm like slurred words. I'm like, man, fuck you."
After
But
the
you don't know
Christmas
that
episode,
before this modern era when you record shit, you didn't know what you
Oh, it's
sounded
there.
like.
It's there forever. I've
Yeah.
thought about
Yep.
this.
at-
I'm like, I hope none of my clients ever just go, I'm going to go on YouTube and see if I can find Brendan Haggerty.
Yeah. Yeah,
Bad.
Brendan gets surly when he's drunk sometimes. He's
And
been
his
sometimes
social
on the podcast
unrest.
just saying,
so in
like,
answer to your very
"Fuck
first
you."
question, Sanchez El Dorado.
Yeah. I should have been, Pop
I
Yeah.
kept my name just for people from Bangladesh to be able
Yeah.
to repeat it in reviews.
I'm gonna
There
be
you
El
go.
Chapo from now on. That's gonna be
Chapo.
my
That's been
Chapo?
taken, Greg.
Not El
El
Chapo, but
Chapito.
Old Chapo. You can be Old Chapo.
No, you need to be
Chapo.
you need to
Old
be
Chapo.
Gomez Inca is what you need to be called, Greg.
Well, you can be
What
my
a
you can be
perfect
my long
Mexican
lost
name.
brother. I'll be Sanchez. You be Gomez.
You
The
Gomez
El Dorado
Machu
brothers.
Picchu.
Gomez Eldorado.
There, you the El Dorado brothers
There you go.
together.
You
again
guys
for
have
the
your own
first time.
podcast, but you'd have to get overalls, Greg.
I think
listen.
Greg
Yeah.
would look. I think Greg
I'd
would look pretty
listen.
smart in some overalls.
yeah, a coverall maybe.
What color would you wear, Greg, instead of the denim he's wearing? What color would you wear?
Red
Railroad stripes.
with a MAGA
Railroad
logo on it.
Red with a manga logo?
MAGA.
Mongo, like the
Yeah,
gorilla.
manga.
Mongo,
I
like
like
from
anime.
Blazing Saddles.
Telegram
Oh.
for Mango.
Oh, mango. I just said manga, like the Japanese comics.
No, I think Greg would look good in some railroad stripe coveralls with the railroad hat.
Oh yeah.
I
Fuck
look
yeah.
really good in a Speedo and like
No,
a
you
little-
don't.
some leather
No,
tats.
no,
No,
you
we
don't.
saw your belly
No, I-
already earlier. We don't need to see more of you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
leather
I
tats
only
and a
got 2
Speedo.
words. Prove it.
I don't have them. If
He's-
I had them,
I
right
think
now,
you've
I'd
got
try-
yourself a
I'll wait.
voyeur, Greg.
Yeah, I'll wait. Maybe
The night
maybe
is
you
young,
can-
Greg.
Maybe you can have the girl that keeps coming back and forth. I was having like some sort of weird Groundhog Dayja Vu because she looked like she was doing the same thing over and over again. And I'm like,
I've never heard
"Doing
that
it?"
term before, but I now love that term, Brendan.
Groundhog.
Groundhog Deja Vu.
No,
Have you
Greg's
used that
background
before, or
is
did
just
you
on
make
a
that
loop.
up today?
I just made it up. You know how I go.
Greg's
How you
background.
Googled We
He's
know how you
entertaining
do.
shit.
Yes.
His background is on a loop. It's like a
Yeah.
video background. And so this sort of attractive girl comes in and he kind of looks and goes, "Oh hi," and then she goes around the corner and then she leaves and then she comes back and he goes,
It's like the Flintstones. When they kept running, it was the same
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
over and over
The
again.
background would just keep going.
"I get it. I get it."
Okay, guys, I came up with a brilliant plan just now. We satisfied the pizza fund, right? A year.
We did. We
Nice.
satisfied the pizza fund. What we've made from this show is approximately
Okay.
$53. Actually, do we want the exact dollar amount?
Wait, let me tell you my
I just
idea.
want to. I just want
Okay,
to warn everybody out there on Anchor that we've been permanently blackballed. We're like the Parler of shitty podcasts. We're no longer allowed to
Parler
make
and
money.
MeWe.
We're
Oh,
like
you-
Donald Trump on
You
Twitter.
topped out, huh?
No, they just
Yes, they ended the sponsorship because we Bangladeshed it.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, wait.
No,
I'm going to be
finish
using
my thought.
Bangladesh as a verb
Actually,
from now
Matt,
on.
I
Let me
heard that
finish
they
my
top
thought
you
before
out.
we get into the money.
I
gotta
heard they
say,
top you out.
for the next year, we're gonna have a fund for me to have leather chaps.
Assless?
And at the end of the year, I'll try them on and show them off to everyone.
Assless?
Oh, God.
Yes,
That'd be a reason
assless
not to make
chaps.
money,
You swear?
Greg.
I'm going to not
Assless
die
chaps.
just so I can see that.
Not
Well,
we're
die.
We got to be on that 1 year anniversary show
Assless
then.
chaps.
All right. You're
So
on.
we made $51.71 before they
Oh.
pulled the plug on our sponsorship.
Ouch.
I heard through many people they do that. After $50, they say no more.
Yes,
Well,
I had heard somebody made more than that, but either way, the fact is it's free money.
It
The
is.
service has been free,
Yeah.
so we just
And
made a
it's
fun
a
thing out
great way to get into podcasts. I mean,
of it. It is
absolutely
because you can do
phenomenal way
it.
to
You can
get
start on your. That's how I found out about it. Is I was just looking videos on YouTube and I saw this thing where you could actually create a podcast in 5 minutes using
yeah.
Anchor, and I went, "That can't be true."
Oh, we used
And
to
then
do
I
That's
saw
not even
somebody
like
do it in real
podcasts.
time. They did a podcast in 5 minutes, and there it was. I'm like, well, holy crap! Not high quality, but
No. But
Yeah.
that's the thing, it's free, but you will never, well, I don't know about anybody else, but we will never make as much money on our podcast as we've spent.
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
I mean, if we were
yeah,
to
you guys
rely
have spent
on-
more than we've spent because you get some like fancy gear there.
Well, we can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
And Greg
We
doesn't
got-
even know what Wi-Fi is.
We've got problems.
Why don't you guys hire a guy from Bangladesh to help you out?
If I can't pronounce their name on those Facebook groups, then I don't really take them seriously.
What'll probably be Connie Francis. Apparently, people
Connie
from that part of the world.
Francis.
The country singer?
There's like Somalian people are named.
Connie Francis was an
Like
actress.
all those old country singers that don't have jobs anymore. They're now working in Bangladesh, helping
Yeah.
people on podcasts.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
love
want
it when a reference
Conway
comes
Twitty
about-
never died.
I love it
No.
when a reference come by that Shanty's too young to understand.
Maybe he was thinking of Connie Stevens.
Yeah, I think so. But
Hey,
Hey, do you know what a
Connie.
matchbook is?
Yeah.
yeah.
I got a shit ton of them.
Well, he's known Sanchez for 15 years, so he at
17.
least- 17 years. So he's
Yeah.
got to be at least 19 years old.
Yeah.
Actually,
But
I'm around
at a bar.
43. So I'm getting there.
So you're like a younger Gen Xer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're like
Yeah.
an early, like a latter day Gen Xer is what you are. You're
Kind of. Yeah, he's on the cusp of
Or
some or
post
another.
millennial.
No, he's not a post millennial. You twit.
Yeah, he's way pre-millennial.
Pre-millennial.
If we're gonna get into all that as
Oh,
the marketing, we the three of us are all older
Yes.
Gen X. Gen X extends into early 40s, even late 30s, somewhere around 35.
No.
Oh,
No, that's it's baby boomer up until about 1957, 58.
No, that's not true. It's baby boomers goes to 1964.
yep.
All the way to 1964.
All the
Yep.
way to 1964.
Woo!
I can
disagree.
be just as certain that you're wrong as you are certain we are not.
No,
Okay.
I'm certain I'm right because you're a Gen Xer if you grew up watching the Brady Bunch. That's the difference.
I didn't like
That
the
is
Brady.
not
I
a
can honestly
definition
say
for it, Greg.
it was there, but I never successfully
You're
got
just-
through one episode.
No, you don't have to, but it was there, and
Oh, yeah.
everyone you knew liked it.
Yeah.
According to Greg, you must watch that show.
Fuck.
No,
yeah.
you don't have to watch the show. It was there.
As a matter of fact, you have
Sanchez-
to emulate everyone in the show. You have to wear their clothing at least once in your life.
I did.
Marcia.
I wore Bobby Brady fashions. My mom made me wear crazy shit, just like the Brady Bunch. I
Yeah,
grew
my
up
mom
with
used to
those.
make my own clothes.
So that must have been nutty.
When I was 12 years old, she bought me a peace sign belt, and she made me one of those like a vest with had the fake wool on the inside, some kind of psychedelic on the outside. And I was cool. When I
Wow.
was sixth grade,
Wait,
One
how
year
old,
I
are,
had-
how old are you,
I-
Sanchez?
64.
64. Okay, so he's got 10 years on me. That makes sense.
I'm the oldest guy in podcasting years I can figure out.
Well, no, I think Howard Bloom
Larry
might have you
Hankin.
beat.
Who?
Howard Bloom might have you beat. He does have
Okay.
his own podcast. He's the guy we had on like 2 weeks ago.
I
Okay,
didn't know we had a
see if we can get him
podcast.
on.
Yeah, well, he's got his own YouTube. He's got the Howard Bloom Institute. He does whatever thing he wants to do.
I
you
didn't
know?
know that.
I don't know if you've listened to the Howard Bloom episode yet. That's a fascinating one.
I have not listened to that, but I will now.
That's
We
kind
could
of like
have
the
a
polar
contest.
opposite of Arrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain everything's the polar opposite of Arrow.
But we could have a
If Arrow is
contest.
listening, Arrow, I think you're wonderful.
I would be
You're a great
concerned
person.
if I knew that she knew how to even find us on the internet. I just really don't think it's a thing.
Well, I think her
I'm gonna be
publicist
honest,
might
guys,
know how to
she
find
wouldn't
us,
want
but
to, because she has a much better life than any of us do. So you don't
I
have to
just-
worry
well,
about it.
except for the fact that her mother was killed at 9/11. So that's
Well, after
Oh,
that,
yeah.
she got
Yeah,
over that.
that made it
That was a long
kind of
time ago.
interesting. Yeah, that was like, wow.
yeah, that kind of changed the whole tone of things when she brought that up. We're
Yeah, I was like,
bantering time,
a
and
dark cloud just
I got to
came
step
over.
off for just a second, but I will be right back.
that's
a dark
usually what
cloud.
causes people to step off is when you talk about death of parents at 9/11.
Yeah.
It's also made Greg go to his refrigerator.
Well, right on. Shot time.
But have I told a bad joke recently?
Yes. Shots.
Yes.
I'm sure
yes.
you have, Matt. I'm sure you have.
We've missed
Well,
a few, is
there
what you're
should be
saying.
there should be a stipulation that if you didn't tell a bad joke, every 3 minutes you just take a shot.
Then
Yeah.
it becomes like a relative thing of like, were the jokes good or not? But I guess they're
It
never.
don't matter. You'll find out when you re-listen to this.
Yeah, exactly. Not to
I
mention how many
never know
bad
what's
jokes have
funny.
you told in the past that you owe for. So there's
Yes.
a little bit of a bad joke
So these are
deficit.
this is like joke reparations.
Yes, joke reparations.
Well, that's
Things
why
that
we
I
drink
did,
in every
like that my
podcast.
ancestors did to other people.
Yes, all of the bad jokes your dad told, you've got to pay for them tonight.
Unfortunately, my dad never told jokes. He was not a joking man, which is
He was not
probably
a dad
why
joker.
I joke about everything. What was that, Greg?
He was not a dad joker.
He wasn't a joker, period. He didn't really I bought him a hat for his birthday one year when I was, I guess, in my later teens, which had a golf club on it and a golf ball. And, because he was a major golfer, and he thought that, he was really into golfing. He wasn't he had no rank in golfing other than just golfer. So he wasn't
Just like to play.
captain golfer or any of those things.
Well, then
But-
golfers, right?
He thought I bought him a hat with a dick on it. And he got so completely pissed off at me for
Was it the
buying him
state of
this
Florida?
hat. No, it just had a stuffed golf club and a golf ball. It looked like a freaking golf ball on the hat. And he's yelling at me. He's like, I can't believe you would buy something like this. I'm like, I thought you liked golf. He's like, and you never even registered that I was saying he didn't think that's what it was. But I think it's because on the golf club, the top of it had about 2 inches of a different color from the rest of the golf club.
A foreskin.
So he may have thought
It was an
represented.
uncircumcised golf club.
It had thick veins through it. Did it have thick veins running through the golf club?
Matt, you were raised Jewish. It should have been a circumcised golf club. Maybe that's what he was angry
That's
about.
what he was mad about.
That's what he was
You
mad
got
about.
me an uncircumcised golf. Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't
Sorry,
know.
Matt.
He
This
wasn't
happens every
wasn't
time.
raised. My dad wasn't raised Jewish. He was raised by racists. But that's a different story entirely.
Racist?
Yeah, my grandmother was okay with lynching. So she was not a
okay.
non-fan, let's put it that way. Which
She
I learned in a
wasn't
very
woke,
weird way
you will.
when I was younger as well. But that is a entirely
That's a
different
whole nother
story.
podcast.
Oh yes.
She wasn't woke.
Oh,
Matt,
no.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Childhood Drama Network.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Boy, we got stories for you.
We got stories for you.
Tune in.
From-
Right.
from-
Whatever happened in Sanchez's life drove him into the woods to live for years as a hermit.
Forced to wear hippie clothes in 6th grade.
Greg only wants to live his life reading comic books and doing nothing else. Shanty can't decide if he's a welder or a first responder. And Brendan is an alcoholic who parades as a marketing genius.
and who is stranded in Florida against his will.
We have full storylines for everyone.
No,
It's
I
like the
This
tune
Light
might
in.
just be our
Network.
favorite podcast ever.
I tune in and listen. Fuck yeah.
I know, but you save yourself the trouble. You're on it.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, but
That's true.
that doesn't mean anything because I won't remember half of it.
I'm going to sell all of our stories to the Hallmark Channel. They're going to make some nice
That would be
movies.
great.
Not
Some nice
lifetime.
movies.
We did find out that
Lifetime or Hallmark.
Netflix is picking up that Florida Man.
Yeah, they're gonna do
Segment.
a Florida Man series.
on Netflix.
Yeah, they're going to take crazy Florida man stories and they're going to turn it into a dramatic series.
That's
Like,
already on like Facebook. It's been on Facebook as a group for like years.
I just found it.
Oh,
I
really?
just found it.
I
I'm
mean,
like, oh.
They're actually going to make it like a
they reenact them,
Netflix
you say?
series.
I guess they would. They would reenact them.
It's almost like unsolved mysteries.
I want to see the one where the guy's, jumping on the neighbor's trampoline naked, smoking a meth pipe.
Why would you want to see a man jumping naked on a trampoline, Sanchez? Is there something you need to tell us?
I want to see how Netflix treats it.
Oh yeah,
I
want to see how Netflix treats it.
I want to see who they cast.
Not only that,
role.
but I just really do want to see a naked guy jumping on a trampoline.
Yeah. Will it be Brad Pitt?
Shanty, do you have a trampoline in your backyard that your friend can go jump on?
Nope.
Yeah. Dude.
I had a trampoline and I got rid of it.
That's all you got, Brendan?
Meth on it?
You got rid of your trampoline? You got nothing else to say about your trampoline, Brendan?
I found large human turds near it one night.
Large ones.
All over Florida?
Not on it, but near it.
Mm-hmm.
So why get rid of the trampoline? Don't blame the trampoline.
For the turds.
I
never blame the trampoline for the turds unless they cause the turds
on it
to be
naked.
removed.
They get up in the air. They go, there's one.
Up the side.
If the trampoline
gives
is
you more lift.
Yeah, if the trampoline is providing some recreation for the turd dropper, then it's got to go.
It's got to go.
I bet you they were dropping. They were, I was doing it, and they were fucking launching it up in the air and kind of hacky-sacking it.
Probably, who knows?
You know what? That would have been a Florida man story if they got busted too. In Florida. Jumping on his trampoline. Florida man arrested for dropping mud on a trampoline.
Well, our very first episode, we did a Florida man story about a guy that was launching diapers into oncoming traffic with a homemade catapult.
Yeah, used diapers, full diapers.
Used ones.
Don't ask us where this was at. It was in Florida, but that just kind of got us on the hook of doing, Florida's never going to let us down.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you guys for, we don't mean to make fun, but we're just going to tell it how it is.
But don't you think there's maybe you should break it up and do stories like that from across the country? There's got to be Idaho man. There's got to be Idaho man.
I try. But as I search the internet and comb the interwebs for everything, it's Florida.
It's always Florida.
What is it about Florida?
Alabama.
What do you guys think it is about Florida?
It's the Everglades,
Texas,
Greg.
Florida.
The Everglades?
Do you really want to know the honest, real reason why it's Florida?
Yes.
More than any other state? Because there's kooky people everywhere. Florida, a lot of the I should probably say this. A lot of the clients I have are attorneys. Florida's laws are very open.
The sunshine law.
Sunshine laws. So if you get arrested for whatever crazy shit, you're throwing an alligator through it's going to appear in the police blotter. If you did that in Idaho or Washington State or Oregon, it might not. They might sort of suppress that news.
The thing is that's all public information everywhere.
If you look for it, though.
But you have to look for it. The thing is people are looking for it in Florida.
Yeah, it's sort of, you're right, Sanchez. It's become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We were one of the leaders in sort of making this information very available. And then people sort of went, and the other side of it is.
Yeah, but it's always been available.
Right, but it's been more available in Florida and easier to get.
It's been more sensationalized in Florida.
Yes.
It's easy to get. I can, look up anybody in North Dakota who's been arrested for anything, yesterday. If they got arrested yesterday, all I got to do is plug their name in.
But that's only because
you'd have to know the name and you'd have to know.
But our news doesn't.
We don't have the headlines.
Our news doesn't look for salacious stuff. They look for things they consider newsworthy.
Well, it's easy in North Dakota because there's 2,000 people in the whole state.
Right. Yeah.
So you're like, it's Steve again. God damn it, Steve.
Yeah, but thing is I know that there's 1.5 million people in Denver, but there's no Denver man.
Denver man.
Denver man.
He smoked a joint.
Yeah. Nobody cared.
Yeah,
I'm not going to let the citizens of Florida off the hook because they're a unique bunch.
It is unique, and I just hope we still need to talk to Vanessa, the girl that was.
We need to find Vanessa.
She's in Pinellas County somewhere. we have a phone number out there that we put out every week. It's toll free. It's just, it leaves a voicemail. And if Vanessa's out there.
Do you have a last name for Vanessa, but it is in Pinellas County?
We do, but I don't.
This is her picture.
Yep. I made stickers.
I don't know if you can see it.
I'll send it.
I'll send it to you guys.
Send me an email. I have PI people. I could probably track her down.
Yeah.
Tell her to come on our show.
It can't be hard because she's got a record.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't be hard.
We'd love to have her on our show. Find out what the fuck the deal is.
You might want to rethink that in terms of having her on your show. That might not go in the direction you want it to go.
Well, here's
or
the
it
deal.
might go
we would be happy to record a conversation with her. Whether or not it gets on the show is another deal.
It might go exactly the way we want it to go.
Can I just really quickly, I know you guys just talked about this on your show, but one of my favorite Florida man stories you guys did, which could happen anywhere, because now we have Lyft and Uber, and this woman said, oh, my mom's really drunk. I'm out drinking with my mom, my elderly mom. I'm getting an Uber, take her home. And this old woman woke up.
Oh, yeah, that was last week.
Nodding off. And she was like, I'm in a strange car with a strange man. And she fucking bit him in the neck and beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But that could happen anywhere.
Anywhere.
So Greg,
I can imagine if I woke up for a bender, I'd be like, oh, fuck, where am I? I'm in a car with a strange man driving me. You don't know.
I'll tell you what, if you look up there's video on that. All right.
Oh, there's video?
There's video on it. That's what I do on our website. Is every week I supply links to the stories that we talk about.
I didn't see the video.
Yeah. So,
it's
I mean, you can find it if you plug that into YouTube. You can find it, right?
Okay.
Or you can go to our website, happyhournewsteam.com, and you find it. Look for that week's episode. But here's my take: is that guy was such a weenie pussy little fucking bitch.
Well, he's just got diagnosed with
literally,
cancer.
Well, he was trying to drive, right?
Are you talking about Greg?
No, he was pulled over.
No, I am.
She's got his arm around the back seat. She is fucking drunker than Hooter Jones, and she can't hardly even put two words
drunker
together.
Than
He's
who?
Like going, oh my God, I'm dying.
Hooter Jones, apparently. Hooter Jones?
Who is Hooter Jones?
Oh, that's something that we used to say in the family when you got really fucked up. You're drunker than Jones.
Was there a real Hooter Jones? Or you just made that up?
It's like
I don't know.
Great grandfather or something from his family. They were never willing to admit it. Oh yeah, he was drunker than Hooter Jones the other day.
I'll be saying that from now on. I guarantee you. Anytime I get drunk, I was drunker than Hooter Jones last night.
If you got anything out of this podcast, I hope you got that out of this interview.
That's the need for a shot of penicillin.
Hey, take a shot, Sam. Well, he's been drinking constantly over here.
Yeah,
I started before you guys got here.
I wish I could indulge.
But Sanchez brings up an interesting point because I thought the same thing. I'm like, you
Hooter
couldn't
Jones?
have just not Hooter Jones. You couldn't have turned around and punched that chick right
or
in
grabbed
the
her hand and pulled it away
something?
from your neck. He literally had his hands up in the air going, oh my God, she's choking me. What's going to happen? He started crying.
Who wants to punch an old lady, though? That's weird.
Everybody should punch.
Brendan raised his hand, Greg.
Around the neck.
Yeah.
Brendan likes to go around town punching old ladies.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it. Not even because they did anything to him. He just likes to punch old ladies.
Yeah, they're choking.
I gotta say, I am a big pussy, but still, I have a little testosterone in my body, and I'd say I'd be weirded out. I'd be like, I can't punch an old lady, even though
what you have to do is first of all you have to think about yourself, and you have to defend yourself, right?
Just a haymaker.
And the thing is, I think he was just like playing it for the video. I'm serious. That's what it looked like to me. He was just wanting to make a thing
you
out
even
of
said you spoke too soon because he had just got out of radiation treatment for chemo.
Well, even more the fact that he should be peeling her fucking hand off his neck.
Well, he was weak. He just
he was weak.
He was a whiny little bitch.
All right.
Damn chemo patients.
I want to send
a
rabid old lady over to your house at Sanchez.
If you're doing chemo, you're supposed to be at the gym the next day pushing iron,
Yeah.
Or doing whatever you do with iron, whatever they call that iron
I have
thing.
no idea.
They do at gyms.
Pumping iron, I think it is.
Chemo patients.
Not pushing iron.
Pushing iron.
Shot. I'm sorry.
Pumping. I believe what you're trying to say is pumping iron. Yeah.
No, we're taking a shot because I quibbled against Matt for once.
Damn it.
I quibbled on Matt.
Yeah, Shanny's really getting pissed now because he can't drink.
I've been pissed for an hour and a half.
Listen, we won't tell anybody,
Before you guys
Shanty,
come on.
if you choose
no,
to indulge.
It's sometimes you got to do what you don't want to fucking do. Get to where you're going. So I know I asked 3 other people to take my shift tonight, and they said no. So I was like, all right.
It's like, don't you guys know we're on an international podcast?
Yeah,
that's right.
And you need to take over my shift today.
They don't give a shit.
We don't care. They had Arrow on a few weeks ago.
That's Arrow with no W, by the way.
That's Arrow with no W. That's
That's Arrow with one R.
Wouldn't that be Arrow?
Oh, I don't want to get into the the Don Phonics aspect of it.
I guess I went to school when they actually taught stuff. So,
what stuff did they teach you?
Well, grammar for one, spelling.
Yeah. Okay.
Cursive,
grammar, spelling,
cursive.
Okay.
You got cursive?
Fuck
I
yeah!
thought young kids. I thought cursive was dead.
It
He's
is.
not
It is
that
now.
young, Greg.
I mean,
I know, but he looks so young. I forget that he's 40.
It's because it's the loss of hair that makes him look young.
I've been
he looks
preserved
like
in a
he's
jar of pickles.
25.
well, here's how old I am.
That's
When I
because his
was
head
in-
is only a
in high
centimeter
school-
tall.
When I was in high school, any keyboard class was not available to boys.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a little town called Brighton, Colorado.
Huh.
Right.
And
Wow.
we boys had shop, girls had secretarial
Typing.
skills.
Girls had home ec in my school. It was home ec or shop.
Yeah. They don't teach either one of them anymore. Oh, I think they teach shop and it's co-ed, but I don't think they do home ec anymore.
They teach it as like an elective in some places, but that's
Really?
not like part of the curriculum anymore.
That's sad.
They had
Sorry.
home ec when I was in high school because I took it to be with the girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same here.
That's
Well, I mean,
smart.
All the classes when I was in school, I quit when early, like in '74.
And he used an abacus instead of a,
I was going to say, and then I went on to take shop when I was a junior and senior because that's where I sold a lot of weed. So,
Yeah.
just
And
really,
he used an abacus there too.
I did all of my calculations on an abacus. That's 2 grams, 20, my cut. Okay,
As
And
long
then
as,
because he was
you
selling
can
weed.
divide by 28, you're golden, right?
exactly.
Because he was selling weed to all the kids in shop class, they were in all those videos about like blood on the saw.
Which
that you
goes back to
saw.
Matchbook.
Wait, wasn't
Scary-
Blood on the Saw a
scary
country
videos.
song, Greg?
No, well, it sounds like it could be, but when we took shop class, every like month we'd watch those movies that were like,
Oh, yeah,
the
safety
shit
one?
we ever watched.
I just
Or they would-
realized that I need to
Love
go to shot class for that joke, don't I?
You know
Yes.
what's that? Yeah. They showed us these like little movies for like on the 8mm thing that were like,
Yep.
if you're not safe, your fingers will get cut off, and they'd show it
Yep.
because they wanted to scare you. And it was
Yeah.
like,
Actually,
I
on
loved
Facebook.
horror movies as a kid. I loved Fangoria magazine growing up.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was like, wow, gore in school. Gore movie in high school.
Is this a
It's
trauma
great.
film?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, going back to your who knows what a matchbook is?
Yeah.
You guys know what a matchbox is?
You know,
Yeah.
like a
I had
matchbox
matchbooks.
car,
I know
like
they-
Like the
they barely
little
exist.
1.5
a box that
by-
had matches in it.
no,
Yeah.
like a little 2 by 1.5 inch or 3/4
See, I
inch
could
matchbox.
see Arrow
Yeah.
not knowing a matchbook because I haven't seen a matchbox in quite a while.
Yeah,
They-
well,
they-
that's
they
what
are-
we used to sell our pot in, and that was $5 for a matchbox full of pot in 1973.
Wow, they sold it in matchboxes. That is so
Oh, yeah.
cool.
Oh, no,
How
dude,
much
there,
was
there
that?
wasn't like ounces or weighing. It was lids
Yeah, a matchbox.
and fingers in the bag. So you could buy a 2-finger, a 3-finger, a 4-finger, or a big 5-finger lid, or you could get a matchbox.
Yeah, that's what I call it too.
Yeah.
So we weren't even really
All right,
talking
I'll-
about.
Sorry, I'll take
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah,
I
please.
know you.
no,
Doesn't
that
matter
was a
what you're
good one.
talking about.
Actually, Matt. I like that one. I'm gonna untake a drink. I'm gonna vomit up some of my. That was such a good, I like that joke.
So they weren't even talking about the metric system versus standard measurements. They
No,
were into a whole different lids. I mean, I remember hearing lid, but I never knew what it meant.
I always thought lid was
Yeah.
used
No,
for
a lid
mescaline.
was
It was for
a bag
mescaline.
of pot.
It was
And they
a-
came in different quantities. You had a 2-finger, a 3-finger, 4-finger, 5-finger.
so
That's how you
baggy-
measured. You held it up to your hand.
Oh, so a
Hold up
baggie
your
knows how
hand,
many
however
fingers?
much is in the bag. That's what kind of deal.
Brendan,
you got.
this is the hillbilly system.
This is like Dos
measurement.
Equis, right?
And typically, if a 5-finger lid or a 4-finger,
You're yelling, Sanchez.
No, he's just yelling. He's not yelling Sanchez.
Okay, but
That's
a
another
full
shot.
bag, a full bag of a.
I
of a
caught it.
4 or
Sorry,
5-finger
Brendan.
lid would be what considered about an ounce, right? So that would be about $15.
That'd be a lot to fit in the matchbox.
Wait a minute. I got to understand this.
$15?
$15 for 3 fingers?
No, for a whole
Ounce.
A
whole bag.
matchbox.
$15 an ounce.
$8 to $12 for anything down below that. This is 1973, 1974 in there.
10 years later, prices had escalated.
Oh,
Yes,
big time.
Yes, they
Yeah,
have.
but if you could get like guaranteed like Colombian product or Acapulco Gold, because it used to be like, if you listen to the old Cheech and Chong albums,
Yeah.
you know, no stems, no seeds that you don't need. Acapulco Gold.
You want to hear something
That
really
is
weird? Is
sweet.
that Cheech and Chong are on TikTok?
Well,
Like
I thought you were
they
going to say
have-
they're going to be our guest.
No, they,
That
I'm
would
going to
be
work on that.
great.
But they actually have their own TikTok channel.
Do they
They're
dance?
almost old enough to be my parents.
Yeah. Can I update the list of people you're going to get to add Tommy Chong? I don't care who you get rid of. Add Tommy Chong. That would
Yeah.
be such fun.
Yeah.
Yes. I've heard him on. He was on the Steve-O podcast.
I mean, I'd like to
was
get both of them, honestly.
Son
I
of a
like Cheech
bitch, man.
too.
Steve-O got him. you
I would
know?
like to get them separately so we can get them to talk shit about each other.
Why would they do that?
Well, because I'm sure they got some shit to talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they would probably do it in front of each other. There probably wouldn't be an issue.
I just think
they're like Shanny and I. They've been friends for so long that it doesn't matter. You know, they're still going to be friends.
I just think Tommy's got, going to jail and, I mean, I just think he's
And
got-
then
The stories.
the whole cancer
Yeah.
thing, you know, he,
And
Yeah.
yeah.
you know,
And married to that fucking Shelby for fucking how long? And she
yeah,
still looks
long
the
time,
fucking
yeah.
goddamn same.
oh,
was
that
in
vampire. Yes.
When she's a
What are we
goddamn
talking
vampire.
about? What are we talking about?
Shelby Chong,
yeah.
Tommy Chong's wife. She was in pretty much all their movies.
which
Is
there
that
are
Ray
no
Don's
fat
mother?
vampires, right?
Yep. Ray Don.
Yeah. Ray Dong's mom.
Yep.
Ray Dog
And
Mom?
she doesn't look any different. He's not getting like, I mean, obviously she looks a little different, but not like you think she should.
Not like Tommy Chong aged.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
aged very
All right,
well,
so we've lost Greg. He's not usually gone
He's
this long
pissing.
when he goes to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
yeah.
Well,
But he
said
does
that
have
said he
he's-
was
somebody
gonna
in
go
his
puke.
apartment right now. He does have someone in his apartment right now, so that could be affecting whatever. But I was thinking that we've been
All right.
going on now for a really
he's back.
good long time, folks. We started
God
at
damn.
4. We hit the
good
2-hour mark,
conversations.
and
Oh,
it's been
shit.
an hour and a half with you guys.
Guys,
Oh,
I gotta
shit.
apologize. I live right near a main road, and a truck just hit a turtle, and it just went
Oh,
right
no
through my
shit.
window.
Wait,
And
you're not,
hit me in the head. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Mario Karted you, huh?
Hey, we just
Yeah,
did
yeah.
a story last week
The
about
turtle
a turtle that got thrown through a
Yeah,
gal's
I know.
windshield.
so I'm thinking we actually have all gotten along really, really well as far as I could tell. But maybe it's like all the rum that I had
Well,
in me as well.
here's the thing
No.
about interviewing. You have to be genuinely interested in who you're talking to.
Mm.
And you'll be successful.
Well, then
As-
why is this a successful episode?
It was the
Because
best episode we've ever had, I think. And can I suggest, guys, that from now on, our format of our show should be every week we do this. And we start all over.
Fuck everybody else. Right?
Yeah, we just get on the show, 5 guys getting drunk. hanging
Five
out.
guys, burgers, and fries.
Yes, and pizza.
Fuck yeah. And liquor and whiskey.
But, in terms of doing this more often, I think maybe every couple of months, this isn't a bad idea to revisit.
Yeah.
Tell
Tell us how you're doing, and we'll tell you how we're doing.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's hard.
Maybe we, off the air, whatever, we can share a couple of ideas and commiserate. Or is that the wrong word?
Commiserate.
Commiserate.
And
That's a
cry
big word.
together.
I think it was collaborate.
Collaborate. There you go.
Yeah,
you can do
cry
both.
over our burden.
Anything
I
with
am so
the
sorry.
prefix, anything with the prefix "co" in front of it should
Yeah.
work.
Cool.
We'll commingle.
Awesome.
Cohabitate.
No, okay.
Yes.
Now we're
That's a
getting
lot of drinks for you, Matt.
Oh, thanks,
keeping
thanks
track.
a lot, Shanty, who's not drinking.
I think
would.
you should drink again, Matt.
I'm
I would.
pouring one right now.
Yeah.
The
And I-
bottle
I'm
has.
very-
I don't know
I'm
if
on
very
like
proud
it.
of
My
Shanty
has gotten
for
lower.
being a
At
good
least.
Nice.
EMT
No,
right now.
yeah.
That's
I
good
think-
progress.
He's a
I
very
can attest-
responsible EMT worker. God bless you guys, first responders.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
I-
you.
In fact, I'm going to drink to that. Sorry, you can't.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, what
It is
about us
University of Arizona
babysitters
thing.
for 4-year-olds? Don't we deserve a little fucking love?
I prefer it if you say
babysitters.
that you're a 4-year-old babysitter because that's funnier.
Yeah, well,
Sanchez,
Yeah.
go babysit yourself. Go love yourself.
hey Matt, hey Matt, hey Matt, hey Matt, hey Matt.
Is he imitating me right now? Is that imitating me?
I think I had those seizures about 4 years ago.
I might be performing my skills on Sanchez here pretty soon. Stroke out.
That's been threatened more than once.
We just definitely don't want to see you stroke out on him on live podcast. But regardless, okay. I
Hey,
will
that'd be
pour
the best
another
show
one.
yet.
Sorry, folks. That was my mistake once again. So
Hey,
as I was
probably
saying,
some of this on our-
Yeah.
We're probably going to use some of this on our podcast. So we
We're-
would like to thank you guys for hooking up with us
Absolutely.
and
the
you know,
fact
sharing
is
some
that
of your,
Shanty-
your
Shanty is the total catalyst for this.
oh,
Yes.
absolutely. No,
He,
he does everything. I do very little.
Well, he reached out to
serious.
me originally, and then I didn't see his message for weeks. And then I responded, and he never saw my message that I responded to. And so, but the fact is that he did put a review on Apple Podcasts for us, and he has been supportive. God knows why. He still hasn't really made me understand what the attraction is that he's had, but it's good to know that he's appreciated the two different formats.
If it's not apparent by now, it's never going to be.
Well, we're all fucked in the head.
The fact
it's
is
apparent
that
to me.
Greg will never be a parent, so that's
Thank God.
Another drink.
oh, son of a
Another
bitch!
drink.
I just had 3 in a row.
Yeah, well,
Greg,
Hey,
the two
well,
of us.
stop making-
I'm very.
Stop making jokes.
Oh,
It's
I'm
getting
not-
worse, Brendan. It's getting worse. It's like
No,
they're
that's-
they're
you know,
happening more frequently.
you know,
That happens.
I like to think that we're not the only fucked up ones out there. And I reach out to others that are just as fucked up as we are.
Oh, that's
What's
what
And
his
you're
don't
name?
take
saying.
it in a bad way because fuck, you know.
So there is a
Stick together.
demographic out there, Greg. It's
Yeah,
a very
Yeah.
stick together.
specific. But we thought that our demographic was middle-aged ladies, and that's
Ah.
why you being part of this doesn't make sense,
But all those middle-aged ladies are drunk.
There's where you
They're
went
drunken
wrong. Is
middle-aged
you were
ladies.
expecting shit to make sense.
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah,
'Cause that is
yeah.
something that I try
That
to
is
do.
not going to happen. I can
No, it doesn't
guarantee
happen on our
you
show.
that.
All I know is that we have another episode. I definitely want to have some kind of an auction for women to auction off Sanchez for a date for some woman who's one of our people. Because I think they go for the junior samples type.
He just came in
Yeah.
his pants.
No,
He
That
just
wasn't
came in
the
his
intent.
pants.
that is just
No, it
groaning.
was for me. That was great.
Or Greg would be happy to go out with you. One of the two.
Yeah.
Picture this. Picture this. Two fat
Okay.
people in a hammock.
I got
Okay.
the Mission Impossible theme going on.
Any
That's not
port in
hard
a
for me to
storm.
picture, honestly. I take up 2 people in a hammock.
Any port in a storm. That's why.
That's
Yeah.
why you have to stay away from
Any
all
hole-
of Greg's outlets in his apartment.
That's
Any
great when you're
hole will do.
190 pounds and you're 22 years old. any, yeah. Okay.
Been a long time for all of us from that.
Yeah.
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 Tell us more about that, Hooter Jones.
Hooter Jones.
Well, you know.
That's
I think
gonna be
Sanchez is full on Hooter Jones.
like
right now.
Sanchez was
He's
saying.
full on Hooter Jones.
We've been snagging audio through this whole thing, and I'm gonna
Uh-oh.
probably take out 20 minutes of just snippets and put it in our next episode and just to give you guys a little bit more exposure through your show. And this is what you guys are all about.
Do you sound Canadian
Oh,
because
cool.
you're so close to the border?
We could if we wanted to, eh?
House. Hey,
That's
guys,
why
a nice
people make
house.
fun of
Because
us.
you totally have a Bob and Doug McKenzie cadence to your voices.
Bro,
We've been
take
told,
off, hoser.
We've been
You do.
told that we sound like we've been married for 17 years.
Yeah, well, Greg and I have gotten
Me
that
and Matt have
certainly.
gotten that.
Yeah.
Because we bicker like old.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where the bicker came from in the law
we actually
offices.
got that on our last episode. Anybody ever tell you guys fight like two married people? They've been like married forever.
But he comes back every week, so
Yeah, well,
it's all good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, that's that whole flicking the bean thing.
Vanessa, call us. Call us. That's all I
Brandon,
say.
Minor.
Finder. Yep, Brandon Finder.
All right, so how are we going to end this episode, guys?
I don't
I'm gonna
fucking
flick
know,
my
man.
beam.
We could say this.
Yes.
Oh. Wrong button.
Yeah, do something
Bar.
fancy.
Yes,
with that
wrong
wood of
button
yours.
is the way to say it.
Do some
Wrong
crazy
button.
thing.
That's what she said. Wrong button.
Now you need a drink for that joke.
Oh, okay. Well, I need a fucking joke to drink. Uh-oh.
Like I need a joke. Like I need a joke to drink.
Goddamn
I
Hooter
never
Jones.
Well, I want to thank you guys for having us on. This has been a blast.
Will
When
you
you
guys
said
have us on?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Can you guys table us in your schedule? I know you're very busy.
We don't,
What about
we don't
your
have a
guests?
schedule.
Greg, you
This
don't
is our
understand. You
schedule.
are the one who hates doing other things.
No.
That's
I
what
don't-
makes it
not with
challenging
these
for us to go on.
guys.
Mom, can I go and play with
guys
these guys?
These guys,
I
they
go
go.
play
I'll
with
do
the
it
boys
for
in
these
North
guys.
Dakota.
Forget about it.
Those other guys, forget
These
about it.
guys
These
forget
guys, yeah, I'm
about
right
it.
there.
No.
Oh.
I'd like to talk to Arrow every other week. Arrow, I
Well,
love you.
Hey, this
You're
is
a
our
very
first.
nice
This is
woman.
our
Don't
first
no
Zoom thing.
stop. Don't
No,
be
she's
creepy.
great.
Don't be creepy.
She's great.
Don't
She's
be
very
creepy.
nice.
I have daughters her age.
I'm not
Don't
being
be creepy.
creepy.
Yes, you
I'm not
are.
feeling like I'm
Don't be
being
creepy.
off. I'm not flicking my bean about
Oh,
Arrow. I'm saying
yeah,
she was a sweet girl.
That
She was
close.
great.
And that's when
close.
it went off the rails.
I'm asexual, Brendan. I don't give a shit about how pretty she was. She was very pretty. But she
Stop.
was so nice.
Stop.
She was such a nice young person.
That's old man talk for I kind of want to jump her bones. Don't even go there.
Well, if
Well,
I
she was
sexual,
kinda cute.
it wouldn't-
All right, now you're good. You're starting.
Okay,
Oh.
so
All right.
I want to
Shanty,
thank everybody
Shanty,
for.
keep him in line. I'll keep this one
Good
in line.
night,
I
everybody.
I want to
think
thank
that's
everyone
a
for
penis at this point.
attending the pizza show with our very special guest, the Happy Hour news team that is Sanchez and Shanty. This has been and continues to be the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker.
Fuck
More
yeah.
pizza for you.
You've left the offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. It's over. It's over. It's time for you to go home. It's over. It's over. Go away now.